Welcome to the fantasy audiobook, Beast Girl, starting with a contract with the school beauty's mother. Chapter 21. As soon as Fang Chang finished speaking, Tian Debang was kicked out. Patting his butt, he said to Fang Chang, "Boy, you think too highly of yourself. A waste like you, do you need so many of us to beat you up? I am enough." Fang Chang sneered. "Aren't you afraid that after you grab my spoils, you will be the next one?" Fang Chang's words hit Tian Debang's heart. He subconsciously turned his head to look at the crowd and felt his throat dry. At this time, someone in the crowd urged, "Why are you nagging him, old Tian? Go ahead." "That's right, old Tian, hurry up, that guy is trying to sow discord, can't you see that?" Listening to the urging of the crowd, Tian Debang was furious. "What is sowing discord? If you don't think so in your heart, would you kick me out to fight him? Old Tian, let's go." Tian Debang's beast girl said helplessly. Tian Debang sighed bitterly, and walked towards Fang Chang with the beast girl. When he looked up at Fang Chang, the expression on his face immediately became disdainful. "Boy, I advise you to hand over the spoils obediently, so as not to suffer physical pain later." Fang Chang looked at the two of them and took in their information. E-level Beastmaster Tian Debang, Beast Taming Talent C-level, Strength 300, Agility 299, Spirit 201, Stamina 230, Martial Arts is the 8-step door-breaking knife, barely entry level. E-level Beast Girl Ma Wen, Beast Form C-level Human-Faced Spider, Strength 320, Agility 210, Spirit 101, Stamina 299 Skills Spider Silk Shooting, Weakness in the Waist. Is this the strength of the E-level Beastmaster and the Beast Girl? The attributes are almost half of his own. It is estimated that he has just been promoted. Besides, his talent is not a little bit different from his own. No wonder he was kicked out as cannon fodder. Teacher Mew will fight like usual. Cast Thorn Entanglement as soon as possible, then quickly distance yourself and assist with ranged attacks. However, one thing is that although the opponent's beast girl is a melee beast, her skill is Spider Silk Shoot. Be careful. I see. What about you? Just keep an eye on my health bar, don't worry about anything else." As Fang Chang was speaking, Tian Debang on the opposite side had already rushed over with a knife in hand. "Teacher Mew, be careful of her spider silk shooting." After saying that, Fang Chang went straight up to meet him with his sword. The crazy sword skill is all about momentum, and first of all, you can't lose in momentum. Since you've already drawn your sword, let's fight head-on and to the death. Tian Debang was momentarily distracted. An F-level kid actually dared to fight me head-on. However, just as he was stunned, countless thorn vines suddenly sprang out from the ground, pinning him and his beast girl to the spot. Tian Debang was furious. Just as he asked his beast girl to get rid of Mu Yao, Fang Chang had already rushed in front of him. Tian Debang broke the thorn vines in a panic, but Fang Chang's sword was already in front of him. She subconsciously blocked with her sword, but found that Fang Chang only swung his sword in a feint, and then slashed at her beast girl's back. At this time, the spinner on Ma Wen's buttocks had just spit out a spider silk at Mu Yao, and her attention was all on Mu Yao. She didn't notice that Fang Chang's sword had already hit her lower back. With a bang, Ma Wen's eyes rolled back, and her 8 legs suddenly folded into a ball, and she fainted. The next moment, Ma Wen's fainting triggered the safety mechanism of the secret realm, and she was forcibly teleported out of the secret realm. This is also why killing is not allowed in the arena, otherwise Fang Chang would not have used the back of the sword. The spectators saw this. Everyone was petrified at the sight. In a flash, that guy actually solved Tian Debang's beast girl. Tian Debang and Ma Wen were noobs, but even if they were replaced by their own people, they couldn't be so fast, right? When Tian Debang saw this, his heart sank. Is that boy's strength really F-level? What answered him was a cold arrow from Mu Yao, interrupting his action to attack Fang Chang when his old strength was gone and his new strength was not yet born. Tian Debang heard the sound of breaking wind and turned around to avoid Mu Yao's arrow. The next moment, Fang Chang had already swung his sword. In a panic, he instinctively raised his sword to block it, but Fang Chang's sword hit his sword, cut into 2 pieces. The spiritual eye that can see the weaknesses of not only humans and monsters, but also weapons, can also see the weaknesses of equipment. Tian Debang looked at the half-broken knife in his hand, His head was buzzing. Isn't this kid too fierce? Originally thought he was a soft persimmon, but unexpectedly he got a tough guy. Before he could react, Fang Chang kicked him in the stomach, and kicked him away. Then he fell to the ground with his knees, holding his stomach. Beads of sweat the size of beans appeared on his head, as if they were squeezed out of his skin, and in a blink of an eye he was sweating all over. As soon as he raised his head, Fang Chang's knife was already on his neck. Do you want to leave on your own, or do I knock you out and send you away by force? Tian Debang knew that he had lost today, but he preferred to lose the battle. He said with a red face and thick neck, "Don't be too proud, kid. I'm just a cannon fodder. Do you really think that you will be fine if you defeat me? Didn't you see those people? They are all waiting to take your life. No matter how capable you are, can you defeat all of them?" Fang Chang slapped him on the cheek with a knife and sent him out of the secret realm. He looked up at the others, who were also staring at him at this time. This matter is indeed a bit difficult to handle. There are 100 or 200 people blocking there. No matter how powerful he is, he can't knock them all down. However, the people opposite him felt dry mouths at this time, and they were swallowing their saliva at the same time. Originally thought that Fang Chang was a soft persimmon, but this kid knocked Tian Debang down with 2 moves. Is he still a human being? High school students nowadays have become so awesome. Everyone, even though they would surely win, at least half of them would be knocked down by this guy and his beast mother. No one wanted to make things difficult for him, so the scene suddenly became weird. Teacher Mu stared closely at the group of people in front of Fang Chang. As long as Fang Chang took action, she would definitely go all out and would never let Fang Chang get hurt until she fell down. The strong desire to protect Fang Chang in her heart made her forget her fear for a moment, and all she thought about was fighting those people to the death. At this time, Fang Chang put away the knife, took out a pile of trophies from the bracelet space, and put them on the ground. All my spoils are here. How to divide them is up to you. Boy, I thought you were very capable, but I didn't expect you would be afraid sometimes. Fang Chang smiled coldly. Afraid? Humph, I just don't want to waste time. You didn't kill any strange beasts on the road along the way, right? I'm going back now, and I still have time to collect the spoils. Next time I come, if you dare to block me here again, then we'll fight to the death. After saying that, Fang Chang took 2 steps back, and saw that everyone was intimidated by him, but he did a backflip and landed directly on Mu Yao's back. Teacher Mu, let's go. Everyone looked at Fang Chang's back as he left, and no one dared to chase him. Because no one dared to guarantee that others would chase him with them, and if there were fewer people, it would be a waste of food. On second thought, the boy had already taken out the spoils, and there was no need to chase him anymore. Wouldn't it be better to just take the spoils and pass the level? So everyone's eyes were all fixed on the pile of spoils. How to divide it? Of course, the strong ones would be the ones who got it first, so how else could they divide it? So everyone rushed forward. At this time, in Wu Zhong's office, Wu Zhong was walking around excitedly, rubbing his hands. He witnessed the scene where Fang Chang and his beast mother cooperated with each other and killed Tian Debang and his beast mother in 2 moves. For such a talent, even if he didn't get a rank this time, the Lingqi Guild couldn't let him get away. Tang Li, who was watching Wu Zhong walking around, was in a good mood and couldn't help teasing, "What's wrong? Are your hemorrhoids acting up again?" Wu Zhong rolled his eyes. "What? How can a woman speak so vulgarly? How dare you call me vulgar? It turns out that all men are bad. When they were chasing me, they praised me like a flower, but now that they have me, they think I am vulgar." "Oh, honey, that's not what I meant. I was just kidding you. What if that guy doesn't like our guild? How could I know? Do you think I should let him choose whatever he wants from the warehouse? You're crazy, those things are not yours. But am I not also recruiting talents for the guild? You also said that you were recruiting talents for the guild, but if you really do that, will that kid think that the guild belongs to him in the future? Then he will not be a talent, but a scourge. I don't think that guy is that kind of person. Human nature is the most fragile thing. He may not be like that now, but if you really do this, it is inevitable that he will become like that in the future, and then you are harming him now. But if we can't show enough sincerity to impress him, a talent like him will probably look down on our guild. There are many ways to impress people, not necessarily with material things. Let me put it this way. I have saved a lot of personal belongings over the years. I will pick out a few things that he can use now and give them to him. Is this your dowry? We have been living beyond our means these years, what can you save? What is it to you? This is called investment, don't you know? By the way, drive those people away. I always feel that Fang Chang is not someone who will suffer so easily. He must have a trick up his sleeve. Mu Yao carried Fang Chang and just ran to the fork in the road, and suddenly heard Fang Chang say, "This is it, Teacher Mu, that's enough." Mu Yao ran at lightning speed, and her forehooves instantly supported the ground. She slid a long way before stabilizing her body. She turned around and looked at Fang Chang with a puzzled look on her face. "What's wrong with Xiao Fang?" Fang Chang jumped off her back and said, "This place is far enough. There is no need to run forward. We are not going to collect the spoils." Fang Chang shook his head. "No, just sit here and wait." Mu Yao still didn't react. "That is the supernatural crystal that can give you supernatural powers, you don't want it." Fang Chang smiled slightly. "The spoils that were given away are only a small part, there are still many spoils in my bracelet." Mu Yao, who was still a little confused, suddenly brightened up. "Xiao Fang, are you planning to use those spoils to cause them to quarrel among themselves?" Fang Chang smiled slightly. "I finally figured it out, my teacher Mu." Fang Chang originally wanted to touch her head, but after the transformation, Teacher Mu was a head taller than him, so he had to give up. Mu Yao noticed his little move, bent her front hooves slightly to lower her height, and put her head in front of him. "Hey. It's boring if we don't shoot anymore." Mu Yao smiled slightly and followed him and said, "Why didn't you take it out at the beginning? This way we wouldn't have to fight with that person." Teacher Mu said it well, "A good plan needs strength to support it. If we don't fight with Tian Debang and let those people know our strength, do you think they will come to search our pockets when we leave?" Without waiting for Teacher Mu to answer, Fang Chang continued to explain. "People are greedy, they will definitely suspect that we still have hidden treasures and have not taken them out completely, and even send us away directly just in case. But we showed our strength, which made them hesitate. In terms of strength, we are definitely not the opponent of so many people, but people like them are most afraid of taking advantage of others, so no one will be the first to come forward, and they can only watch us leave. Of course, man proposes, God disposes. If the plan cannot keep up with the changes, and they really want to distribute peacefully, then the remaining more than half of the spoils will be a way out for us. No matter how they divide it, they can't have as much spoils as us." Fang Chang's patient explanation made Mu Yao nod frequently, and her heart became more and more excited. She couldn't help but hug Fang Chang. "My little master, are you really only 18 years old? Why are you so smart? You can think of so many things in a moment." The height difference between the two made Fang Chang's eyes just right for him to press against the stem of the hammy melon, which was so sticky that it was suffocating. "If you don't let go, I'll bite you." Mu Yao was startled and quickly let go of him, holding his face and said, "What's wrong, Xiao Fang? You were almost suffocated to death. Don't do this again in the future." Mu Yao's face turned pink, and with her long green hair, her elegant fragrance was so charming under the blue sky. Especially her drunken eyes, Fang Chang's heart was about to melt. "Tonight, the taming value must be increased by 30 points, no, 50 points, just fill up the taming value directly." At the door of the final boss, facing the pile of spoils left by Fang Chang, everyone could discuss the distribution at first, but soon they couldn't discuss it anymore. Behind them is the final big boss. In addition to passing the level, a pile of spoils will also explode after killing the final boss. But whether this pile is a big pile or a small pile is random. This is a variable. Now if we can't get the biggest share in the distribution and gain an absolute advantage, with this variable, everything we have done before, all efforts might fail. And no one knows when Fang Chang will come back, so there is no time to waste here arguing. Since there is no agreement, just rob. Whoever robs more gets it. Because everyone is in a hurry, the melee becomes more intense. There is no probing at all. They just defeat the enemy with one move. The first round of sneak attacks alone caused at least a quarter of the people present to fall. In the following chaos, they had to deal with their opponents, prevent sneak attacks from others, and rush for time. To be honest, these people were almost driven crazy. In this situation, they had long forgotten the original intention of robbing the spoils. The only thing left was how to kill the opponent, so they attacked more fiercely than each other, and in a blink of an eye, another quarter of the spoils were carried away. As the number of people dwindled, the remaining people began to gradually wake up. Are we being fooled? Stop it, I don't want these things anymore, they belong to you, you guys can grab them, I don't want to play anymore. After saying that, the man wanted to take his beast girl and run away, but when he turned around, he was dumbfounded. At this time, the other people also reacted, and looked in his direction, and they were all dumbfounded. I saw Fang Chang standing on the hill in front of me, riding a thorn deer, watching the show for an unknown amount of time. Fang Chang smiled coldly, Teacher Mew, since they don't want to play anymore, it's our turn to play. Okay, Xiao Fang. Mew Yao excitedly raised her front hoof, and rushed down the hillside with Fang Chang like a gust of wind, and in a blink of an eye, they were in front of everyone. Before, they were here to rest and wait for the opportunity, and Fang Chang was exhausted. But in a blink of an eye, the situation suddenly changed, and now they were exhausted, and Fang Chang was resting and waiting for the opportunity. Fang Chang suddenly jumped from the back of the thorn deer, and with the help of Mew Yao's impact, he fell into the crowd, knocked a group of people away on the spot, and with the crazy knife skills, he sent 4 or 5 people away in an instant. Teacher Mew took advantage of his speed, wandered outside the crowd, bent his bow and arrows, and kept shooting cold arrows into the crowd. If he saw Fang Chang was surrounded, he would directly wrap a thorn vine to fix him, and then he would be sent away one by Fang Chang. At this time, Fang Chang in the crowd was like a crazy butcher, and his men had no he can defeat all of them in one round. At the same time, he can accurately dodge the various skills and traps of the beast girls. In addition, everyone has to be on guard against the cold arrows of his beast girls. At this time, someone targeted Mew Yao who was shooting cold arrows from the outside, but he couldn't catch up with her at all, and his back was exposed to Fang Chang, who caught up with him and stabbed him directly. Finally, someone couldn't stand it anymore. Is this a game? Even wars are not so scary. Fang Chang is a lunatic, and a very calm lunatic. As these people were sent away by Fang Chang one after another, everyone's psychological defenses finally collapsed. The Beastmasters didn't care about their beast girls, and the beast girls didn't care about their beastmasters, and they all fled in a swarm. Mew Yao ran back to Fang Chang. Xiao Fang, are you okay? Fang Chang sheathed the knife and smiled slightly. We are in sync, how can you not know if I am okay? Mew Yao blushed slightly, she just cares about you. Teacher Mew, pack up the spoils, let's go fight the boss. In the guild office, Wu Zhong and his wife stared at the monitor tightly, not even daring to breathe, both of them were dumbfounded. Wu Zhong swallowed his saliva, turned around and said to his wife, is that kid really using the E-level martial arts crazy sword technique? Haven't you practiced before? Don't you know? But isn't that too scary? Even through the screen, I was scared and broke out in a cold sweat. Tang Li smiled slightly. Do you regret not continuing to practice the crazy demon sword technique now? Alas, if I had known about the crazy demon sword technique earlier, and if I had mastered it to such a high level, I would never have thrown it away. It's not too late to practice now. Wife, you must promise me that you will recruit that guy into our guild, okay? Look at what you have accomplished. After saying that, Tang Li stood up and left the office. Fang Chang was about to come out, so she had to go down and make some arrangements. In order to keep it secret, the original plan was to clear the audience from the venue. But she seriously underestimated the nonsense of those people. Under the instigation of Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin, they simply could not be driven away. At this time, the crowd was whispering to each other. This time, the newcomer competition of the Lingqi Guild was not broadcast live, but it had to be cleared. There must be something wrong. Although the explanation of the Lingqi Guild was that there was a technical failure, ordinary people might believe it, but people like them who came here specifically to inquire about the news would never believe it. So under the instigation of the two of them, now everyone thinks that the reason why Lingqi Guild did this is to manipulate the situation. In fact, the rankings of the competition have been decided long ago, and the competition is just a formality. Who among the contestants doesn't have a few relatives and friends waiting for the results outside? In addition, people's hearts are sinister. Those who watch the fun may not like to see others get promoted or get rich, but they definitely like to see others lose everything. This gives the two room to operate. As long as they can prove that Lingqi Guild held a fake match, which can bring bad luck to Lingqi Guild, I believe many people are willing to step on it. Now that the news of the shady competition has come out, the crowd is really going crazy. Tang Li came to the scene and tried to appease them, but it was useless. They didn't listen to him at all. If there is no conspiracy, why let us go? I heard that the rankings had already been determined, and the others were just there to run for show. Normally, you guys in the Lingqi Guild are all so righteous, giving discounts here and there, but at the critical moment, you actually played such a trick. It's really disheartening. Usually they are just pretending, no one of you will really believe it, right? Tang Li was very angry. Ever since she and her husband took over the Yucheng branch of the Lingqi Guild, they have always taken the initiative to make concessions in various transactions with these people, and the main goal is to make friends with them. As a result, with a little encouragement from others, these people completely forgot all the advantages they had taken in the past. It was simply shit. In the secret realm, the final big boss was killed by Fang Chang with a knife, and the rosy clouds suddenly exploded all over the ground. 5E level star crystals exploded, as well as various materials. The most valuable ones were the boss parts, which were excellent materials for refining potions and equipment. According to the regulations, all the spoils obtained in the competition can be taken away for free. With this wave of calculations, not only can she pay off all the debts owed to the Lingqi Guild, but the rest is more than enough to buy a 3-bedroom and 1 living room apartment in the city. Xiao Fang, look at this quickly, is it a beast soul fragment? Teacher Mu picked up an inconspicuous crystal from the spoils and ran to Fang Chang excitedly. Beast soul crystals can improve the skill level of beast girls, and 30 fragments can be combined into one. Fang Chang nodded. This is indeed a beast soul fragment. Did you pick it up here? Yes, it was exploded together with these spoils. But aren't beast soul fragments only found in B-level copies? Can they also be found in E-level copies? Mu Yao nodded. I also find it strange, but this secret realm is the internal secret realm of the Lingqi Guild. Maybe there is something different, otherwise it would not become an internal secret realm. It's a pity that it's just a fragment. It would be much better if it was a complete crystal. Your thorny entanglement can only entangle the opponent now, without any additional damage. After upgrading, I think there is a high probability that it will cause continuous damage. Well, that way it will be easier for Xiao Fang to kill the monsters in the future. But some things can't be forced. As long as we keep working hard, sooner or later we will be able to go to the B-level dungeon. Will we still be afraid of not having crystals then? As the countdown for the dungeon ended, Fang Chang and Mu Yao were sent out of the secret realm. As soon as they returned to the guild hall, they found that something was wrong. It was as noisy as a vegetable market. Although it was noisy before, the noise now sounded more like a quarrel. At this time, Hao Feizheng saw Fang Chang in the crowd, and immediately said in a high-pitched voice, "Hey, look, they said there was no shady deal, but the first one to pass the level was actually the F-level kid." When Zuo Shaolin saw that it was Fang Chang, he immediately responded, "An F-level kid cleared the level in less than 2 hours. Do you believe it? We don't believe it. Anyone who believes it is a fool. Yeah, you really take us for fools. That's right. Forget about anything else. Just look at this E-level instance. An F-level rubbish can actually clear it in 2 hours. Who would believe this if there is no conspiracy?" Fang Chang was dumbfounded. Conspiracy? What conspiracy? Why don't I know about it? Xiao Fang, please take the beast girl to the lounge to rest. I will take care of the things here. Fang Chang didn't want to meddle in other people's business, so he followed Tang Li to the lounge. But the rebels refused to do so. Led by Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin, they suddenly rushed over and blocked the 3 of them in the middle. "We can't let this kid go. The Spiritual Contract Guild must give us an explanation." "That's right, you must give us an explanation." Listening to the shouting in the crowd, Fang Chang also roughly understood what these people meant. They suspected that there was something fishy about this competition. Especially now, he, who had the lowest level of strength, was the first to pass the level, which made them more convinced, or simply unacceptable. Having said that, if it was the family members and friends of those contestants who were making trouble here, it would be fine, but it was obviously not the case. Instead, the ones who shouted the loudest were those who were just joining in the fun. What the hell does this have to do with you? To put it bluntly, they just want to see the Lingqi Guild lose face. This is human nature. You can't bet on the goodness of human nature, but betting on the evil of human nature is a sure bet. Once someone with ulterior motives stirs up the fire. But no matter what, I have definitely been caught in an unexpected disaster. I don't want to get involved, but I don't know how I got dragged into this. Now I am surrounded by people inside and outside, and I can't leave. These people are so excited now. If it weren't for the people from the Lingqi Guild who were desperately protecting them in front, these people would have rushed over to tear me to pieces. Who did I offend? Fang Chang couldn't help but start to feel a little unconfident. He scanned the crowd and soon found the two guys who were standing the farthest and shouting the loudest. I don't know them at all, so it doesn't mean they have a grudge against me. They are mainly targeting the Lingqi Guild. I have really been caught in an unexpected disaster and have become their pawn. What's this young lady's name? Fang Chang suddenly asked Tang Li. Oh, my name is Tang Li. It turned out to be Sister Tang. Didn't many people come out early before? Where are they now? When Tang Li heard this, her eyes suddenly lit up. How could I have forgotten this? So she immediately said loudly, "Everyone stop and listen to me. Hao Feizheng, Zuo Shaolin, I know it's you who are making trouble. If you don't shut up, don't blame me for being rude." Oh, you still want to hit someone? Everyone has heard it, the Lingqi Guild is already angry and wants to hit someone. Shut up the mouth. Suddenly, a loud shout came from upstairs, like the sound of a huge bell, which made everyone's ears numb. Fang Chang was the same, and he was almost shocked to bleed. Looking for the sound, he saw a strong man standing on the corridor on the third floor of the hall. He had a strong back, a flat head, a face full of stubble, and a frown, looking down at the hall with a look of grief. Fang Chang found this man familiar, but he couldn't remember where he had seen him. After all, there was only Su Yaki in the original owner's world, and he rarely cared about other things. Teacher Mu recognized this man at a glance. It was Wu Zhong, the president of the Yucheng branch of the Lingqi Guild. Wu Zhong's loud shout made everyone shut up. Only then did Tang Li have the opportunity to say, "Whether our Lingqi Guild will engage in shady dealings in the competition, I think everyone knows it, but in order to clarify some people's rumors, you can follow me to ask those contestants. Why was Brother Fang Chang the first to pass the level? Everyone will know when they go in and ask. Only those who pass the level normally like Fang Chang can be teleported to the hall. Those who are forcibly sent out of the secret realm in the middle of the journey are teleported to the medical area at the rear for timely treatment." Tian Debang and his beast mother Ma Wen were the first to be sent to the medical area. At the beginning, Fang Chang slapped him in the face and turned him into a pig head. The pig face, which was originally purple and black, has now subsided. At the beginning, he was pushed out by everyone to be cannon fodder because of his weakest strength, and he was still upset about it. But now he is very happy. With his hands behind his back, he walked between the beds with Ma Wen, looking at these unfortunate people who were much more miserable than him. He felt like a boar walking on a country road, so proud. The wailing sounds were everywhere, and he could hear them. To his ears, it was simply the most beautiful music in the world. He would never have thought before that Fang Chang was so fierce that he could fight 1 against 100. No, it was 1 against 200, and he could beat all these people into pig heads. Look, this guy's leg was broken, and he was lying on the bed holding his broken leg and howling. Compared with this brother, his pig-headed face was simply a bargain. And this brother, his face was swollen like an eggplant, and his butt was also broken. Was he killed by a knife? There are also some beast girls, I don't know where Fang Chang hurt them. The delicate wailing sounds made people think about it. There are also some good-looking ones among them. I really don't know how that boy could do that. Squeak squeak, Tian Debang shook his head with a gloating look and said, "It's so cruel and unscrupulous. But now that I think about it, we got a great bargain." Ha ha. Ma Wen nodded in agreement. "Isn't it? I didn't expect that boy to be so powerful. Now that I think about it, he was showing mercy to us." Hearing this, Tian Debang was also scared. If Fang Chang had killed him at that time, with his strength, even if he used the back of the knife, his head would probably be no different from a watermelon under his knife. Look at these guys in front of him, many of them are almost D-level, but they were still dealt with by him with one knife. Thinking of this, he suddenly said to Ma Wen, "Wife, did you notice that they all seemed to have only been stabbed with one knife?" After being reminded by Tian Debang, Ma Wen also reacted and looked carefully at these howling guys. Although the symptoms of their injuries were strange, they were caused by one knife, and only one knife. Although I didn't see the scene of their battle, it was chilling to think of Fang Chang in the crowd, chopping one by one like cutting melons and vegetables. Is that kid really an F-level beastmaster? Isn't this too strong? In addition, there were dozens of people who came out first, cursing and saying that they had fallen into a conspiracy. They hunted geese all day long, but they didn't expect to be pecked in the eye by a goose today. They were tricked by that kid. They didn't know how much resentment they had in their hearts, and their curses were more and more unpleasant. Tian Debang stood aside and watched these people, laughing foolishly. Fang Chang took out the spoils, which caused an internal quarrel among everyone. These people were sent out by their own people. In Tian Debang's opinion, they should be thankful. Look around them, those who were sent out by Fang Chang himself, which one is not more miserable than them? Just then, footsteps were heard outside the gate. Tian Debang and Ma Wen looked in the direction of the sound. The next moment, they shuddered as if they had seen a ghost. Why is that guy here? Behind Tang Li, they saw Fang Chang at a glance. There was nothing they could do. They were really scared by Fang Chang. Now they were too sensitive to Fang Chang. They couldn't help but see him. Stop cursing, that guy is coming. Tian Debang tried to kindly remind everyone, but they didn't appreciate it at all and shouted, "Even if the King of Heaven comes." He accidentally saw Fang Chang from the corner of his eye, and was instantly stunned. The second half of his sentence got stuck in his throat and he couldn't say it. Didn't the boy beat him enough just now and wanted to beat him again? Led by Tang Li, everyone came to the medical area in the backyard. At first, they could hear a lot of noise inside, with people cursing and wailing, just like a vegetable market. But as soon as everyone came in, all the noisy sounds magically disappeared. Everyone lying on the bed raised their heads and looked over here like groundhogs. What are they looking at? What's so good here? No, how could they be injured like this? At a glance, it seemed that except for Fang Chang, all the participants in this competition were lying here. Do you still dare to say there is no shady dealings? Hao Feizheng squeezed out from behind the crowd as if he had won the lottery, pointed at the group of wounded soldiers, and said to Tang Li, "You still dare to say that there is no shady deal in this match? Which match can have so many injured people? Now, except for the kid named Fang, all the others are probably lying here, right?" The injured were also dumbfounded when they heard this. Shady deal? What shady deal? Weren't they beaten by Fang Chang? At this time, Zuo Shaolin also squeezed out from the back and said, "I waited for a long time behind the scenes, but no one came out. It turns out that they are all lying here. A mere E-level copy can make so many people lie down. Do you think we are all fools, Lingqi Guild?" When the others heard this, they immediately reacted and said in unison, "So many people have fallen asleep, but only an F-rank kid has made it through. Can you please, Spiritual Contract Guild, do something shady at least in a nice way? Who would believe this? All the E-level guys are lying down, and I don't believe that an F-level guy can pass the level." "That's right, I don't believe it either, the Lingqi Guild must give us an explanation." Tang Li frowned in anger, gritting his teeth and said, "You can find out if you go over and ask if there is any shady deal. Why are you all talking nonsense here? Do you think I don't dare? Of course we have to ask. Let's go ask. There are so many people here. I don't believe that the Spiritual Contract Guild can kill us all." At this time, someone took the lead and others followed. A group of people ran to the wounded like ducks, asking in a flurry of voices, "Lao Wang, how did you get hurt like this? Who beat you up? Is it someone from the Lingqi Guild? Don't be afraid, there are so many of us here. Even if the Lingqi Guild is so powerful, can they beat us all to death? Don't be afraid, Laoju, I've already started the live broadcast. Did the Lingqi Guild set up an ambush in the secret realm to promote that kid and beat you all up?" All the wounded were confused. A conspiracy. The Lingqi Guild held this competition to promote Fang Chang to the top and beat us all up. So many people, and they were all old beastmasters who had been in society for many years, were beaten up like this by a kid who just graduated from school. If people knew about this, wouldn't I lose face? I can't admit it, I absolutely can't admit it. Hasn't he even thought of an excuse for himself now? He wasn't beaten by Fang Chang, but the Lingqi Guild was trying to help that kid get promoted, and they set up a conspiracy in the competition and ambushed people in the secret realm, which is why they beat everyone into pig heads. That's right, there was something fishy going on in this competition. We were all beaten up by the people from the Spiritual Contract Guild. With one person taking the lead, the others also reacted, because being beaten up by a kid who just graduated from school was really embarrassing. We were ambushed as soon as we entered. They were all experts above level C. Didn't you see it? What the hell, the Lingqi Guild didn't broadcast the game live this time. Everyone was immediately excited when they heard this. So there was no live broadcast, so they could just say whatever they wanted, right? Not only did the Lingqi Guild set up an ambush this time, but the beasts inside were not E-level, but C-level or above. That's right, even that fool Wu Zhang came to the rescue himself. They also threatened us that if anyone dared to tell this to others, they would break their legs. It's not just killing one person, it's killing all of them. Right, now that you are here, we are ready to go all out. I will expose all the despicable and shameless things that the Lingqi Guild has done in front of the camera. Tang Li almost fainted as he heard these people talking more and more outrageously. How can these people talk nonsense against their conscience? Hasn't the Lingqi Guild taken good care of them over the years? Among the 3 major beast-taming guilds in Dragon Country, which one is like the Lingqi Guild, which gives you an 80% discount on everything and can round off the spoils when purchasing them? Which other guild will let you buy on credit and give you no interest for half a year? Originally, I wanted to make friends with many people, but I didn't expect to raise a group of ungrateful people. Those who are now broadcasting live, originally, the ghosts in the live broadcast room were beaten to death, but with these guys crying and accusing, the number of people in the live broadcast room is rising. Is it necessary for a newcomer to engage in shady dealings during a competition? The Lingqi Guild has always had a good reputation. Could it possibly do something like this? Oh, you can never judge a person by his appearance. I have long said that the Lingqi Guild harbors evil intentions. Do you believe it now? A rookie competition has to be shady, it's really cheap. At school, because the people who participated in the contract training have not returned yet, it's self-study class again. Fang Chang's former class teacher Zhu Guiying threw the book in her hand on the podium, said coldly, "Study on your own," and then crossed her legs and watched online videos on the podium. Suddenly, she stood up and looked at the laser screen on the bracelet with an incredible look on her face. Fang Chang, that loser, went to participate in the rookie competition and was the first to pass the level. What else could this be if not a shady deal? The next moment, she quickly waved her flexible fingers and wrote in the comment, "As far as I know, Fang Chang is not only a loser but also a gangster. Such a loser can be the first. There is no shady deal. From now on, my aunt will not come again." Not long after this comment was sent out, the phone in the bracelet rang. I took a look and it turned out to be the principal calling. Zhu Guiying glanced at the students who were immersed in self-study, walked out of the classroom with a cold face, and answered the phone. "Ghost, we are in class, why are you calling at this time? Do you have it?" "What do I have? Your aunt is gone." Bah, what are you talking about? I mean, if the Lingqi Guild didn't do anything shady this time, then let me do that. What are you thinking? I was so scared, I thought someone was killed. Zhou Zhanyang, director of the Yucheng Education Department, is a very ambitious man, but unfortunately he has been stuck in the position of local director for decades, and he is about to retire. He is very angry about this. Today, he was bored and scrolling through short videos as usual, and suddenly a live broadcast piqued his interest. Is it true that there is some shady dealings in the Lingqi Guild's rookie competition? What is true or false, Lao Zhou? A colleague named Zhu Hongchun came in with a thermos cup and saw this scene. Hey, in the newcomer competition of our Yucheng Lingqi Guild, a kid who just graduated from school won first place. A kid who just graduated from school. Aren't all the capable students in training at this time? If you don't believe me, come and see for yourself. Coincidentally, someone actually handed the camera to Fang Chang, and there was a lot of cursing below, and it seemed that they wanted to bring this beneficiary of the shady dealings to ruin. Zhu Hongchun came over to take a look, then pushed up his glasses and took a closer look. Hiss, why does this guy look so familiar? Have you seen? I remember now, isn't this the kid who just got expelled from No. 11 middle school? What a coincidence, he is my cousin's student, his name seems to be Fang Chang. Yes, this kid was expelled from school. Well, a loser with only E-level talent, who also molested female classmates in the class, sent his expulsion materials to me a few days ago. I approved them personally, so there is no mistake. Hearing this, Zhou Zhanyang fell into deep thought. A loser with only E-level talent, who had also molested a classmate, can be said to have no character and no talent. How could such a loser from the Lingqi Guild be involved in the shady competition? What was the purpose? Lingqi Guild. Tang Li was already furious, grabbing Hao Feizheng next to her and tearing her apart. It was a real fight between women, pulling hair, scratching face and neck. If she really drew her knife to fight this guy, or transformed to fight this guy, Hao Feizheng would definitely draw his knife to fight back, and the nature of the matter would change, and being right would become wrong. But now she is like this, making herself look like a wronged little woman, and Hao Feizheng really can't do anything to her. After all, this is not the wilderness, and there are Dragon Country officials watching. No matter how big the Shinchi Guild is, it is not bigger than the official. If they really dare to draw their knives and fight with others in the city, they will be detained at the very least, and sent directly to step on the sewing machine at the worst. Is there anyone in charge or not? You crazy woman, I won't argue with you. If you come again, will I fight back? Zuo Shaolin is here too, why don't you hit him? Zuo Shaolin, who was originally watching the fun, was frightened when he heard this and quickly hid in the crowd. Old Hao, I have no grudge against you, why do you want to hurt me? You crazy woman, if you don't stop, I will really fight back. Seeing that Hao Feizheng, who was caught like a pig, was about to lose his mind, Fang Chang came over and grabbed Tang Li. Little sister Tang, there is no need to bother with such people. Tang Li said unhappily, you know nothing. If you can't explain this matter clearly today, you're done for. To be honest, Tang Li really regretted it now. Why didn't she broadcast the entire competition live? Although her original intention was not to let people discover Fang Chang, this good seedling, to put it bluntly, it was also selfish, fearing that the other two major guilds would snatch him away. But now, although Fang Chang's talent has been concealed, if this matter cannot be clarified today, not only will the reputation of the Lingqi Guild be ruined, but Fang Chang's reputation will also be ruined. But how to clarify? With so many mouths, she can't argue with them at all, and those fools have started a live broadcast, and now they are scolding her online. Even if she has a mouthful of mouths, she can't explain it clearly. Okay, leave it to me. Fang Chang said in a deep voice. Leave it to you. Tang Li was stunned for a moment, then said unhappily, what can I do if I leave it to you? Those people don't want to listen to explanations at all. Even if you are good at talking, it's useless. Who said I have to explain to them? Fang Chang said, and then, under Tang Li's puzzled gaze, he walked up to a guy who was playing the victim in front of the camera and pulled him up from the bed. The man was shocked at first, because he had seen how powerful Fang Chang was, and he was instinctively afraid of him. But when he thought about how many people were here, what could he do to him? So he said in a rage, look, family members, this kid is going to kill people to silence them. Fang Chang drew his knife and chopped the bed over, and the explosion suddenly made the surroundings quiet. Shut up, everyone. Didn't you say there was something fishy going on in this competition? All right, all of you guys, get up and fight me again. I'll let you see for yourself if there is anything fishy going on here. I'm injured now, I definitely can't beat you, if you have the guts wait until I recover. All right, did you hear that, Sister Tang? Hurry up and get someone to cure these rubbish. They want to fight me again to prove whether there is any shady deal going on here. When Tang Li heard this, she was immediately delighted. Yes, such a simple method, why didn't I think of it? If we fight again, everything will be clear. As for Fang Chang's talent, just say he is SS level. Anyway, These people have never seen this level of talent, and they will definitely not think of it as EX level. At this time, the man grabbed Fang Chang's hand and struggled desperately. I won't fight with you. Let me go, I want to go home. Go home. No one can leave until things are clear today. Sister Tang said, if they don't fight me again today, don't let any of them go. Tang Li smiled and said, don't worry, no one will get away today. At this time, the people around were puzzled. An F-level trash wants to fight with you. Why are you afraid of him as an E-level? Lao Ju, are you confused? What are you afraid of for a F-level loser? Go ahead, this guy is so arrogant, if you don't kill him, can you swallow this anger? Lao Ju, fight him. I'm broadcasting live here. If Lingqi Guild dares to do something sneaky, the whole Dragon Country will know about it. Then they will be completely finished. That's right, Lao Ju, an F-class loser, can't you, a dignified E-class beastmaster, kill him? Lao Ju was sweating profusely at this time. You have never fought him before, and I don't want to be beaten to death by him again. So Lao Ju was scared. I'm wrong, big brother, I was wrong. These guys forced me to say these words. Everyone was unhappy. Lao Ju, do you know what you are going to say? Lao Ju got angry. Of course I know what I am talking about. If you have the guts, fight this kid. At this point, Lao Ju quickly said to Fang Chang, brother, you also saw that I was really forced by them. You fight with them, they are not injured, beat them to death, and I will bury them. Lao Ju dared to say anything now, just begging Fang Chang to let him go. Fang Chang sneered, threw Lao Ju aside, turned around and said to all the contestants, I still say the same thing, one of you here counts as one, if you have the ability, fight me again, if you don't have the ability, don't talk nonsense here. Sister Xiao Tang closed the door and let the medical staff treat their injuries. I will fight them again after their injuries are healed. All right, what are you guys still doing there? Didn't you hear me? Hurry up and close the door. The medical staff, heal these people quickly. Let my little brother fight them again. No, we were wrong, we were really wrong. Those guys who were just lying on the hospital beds and comparing their misery in front of the camera could not lie still anymore, and they all got up and chased Fang Chang to beg for mercy. Fang Chang's crazy swordsmanship really scared them all. When he beat people, he was not a human at all, but a madman, and a very calm madman. Fang Chang ignored these people at all, and took Teacher Mu and the people from the Lingqi Guild out of the medical area, and really closed the door. As the heavy alloy door closed, not only the people inside were dumbfounded, but even those who were watching the live broadcast were all stunned. What on earth was going on? Wasn't it just another fight with that guy? Could it be that so many people couldn't beat that guy alone? Is this an act? If it were me, I would definitely make that kid beg for a beating. However, the next moment, the atmosphere in the arena suddenly changed. A group of people in the medical area asked the contestant to avenge his previous humiliation and fight Fang Chang, but the contestant did not dare to fight Fang Chang, so the two groups of people started fighting directly, and a big fight involving hundreds of people took place. Some were hitting with chairs, some were hitting with clubs, some were hugging each other and rolling on the ground, some were riding on each other and beating them to death. In short, the scene was so tragic that all the people on the internet were dumbfounded. That scene of blood and flesh flying everywhere, how could this be an act? A string of blood suddenly splashed onto the camera, startling everyone watching the live broadcast online. Oh my god, this can't be an act. What on earth did that guy do to them in the secret realm? Why did they choose to kill each other instead of fighting him? I protest, why didn't the Lingqi Guild broadcast live this time? Can anyone tell me what happened in the secret realm? The latest news is that the boy is Fang Chang from number 11 middle school. I heard that he was expelled from school a week ago because of his poor talent. Are you crazy? He can make a group of people act like they have seen a ghost. Could this be because he has poor talent? You are here to get traffic, right? Do you believe what you said? Soon, someone posted a screenshot in the comments section. It was the barrage that Zhu Guiying had posted during the live broadcast. This, I'm a young lady, has been confirmed to be the class teacher of that boy. If you don't believe me, you can check her homepage. People who like to watch the fun flock to the homepage of I'm a young lady. There are indeed many short videos Zhu Guiying took in school. Most of them are selfies of her sitting in the podium and teaching students, and some of them are her hiding outside the window to check on her. There are many videos, but almost none of them show Fang Chang. However, there are still sharp-eyed netizens who found Fang Chang's figure in a certain frame of a certain video and even took a screenshot. The ignorant boy sitting in the corner of the last row of the classroom, next to the garbage dump, who else could it be but Fang Chang? Oh my god, is he really Fang Chang's teacher? Now everyone believes it, right? Looking at the seat of Fang Chang in the photo, we can basically conclude that he is indeed not liked by the teachers in school. So, he was fired. I want to know what their teachers think now. A rookie competition held by a guild doesn't make any sense. What I'm looking forward to now is the citywide youth competition next month. If he can punish all the geniuses in his teacher's eyes like he did this time, it will be a lot of fun. Next month's youth tournament is at the end of the month, so it's only a few days away. Who will you bet on to win? I will definitely buy this guy this time. I heard that this time, Fu Liang from number 1 middle school, Zheng Peng from number 5 middle school, Pang Mao from number 6 middle school, and Shen Tujun from No. 11 middle school are all talented. Exclusive news. Fu Liang was severely injured by Shen Tujun during training yesterday and will miss the youth tournament. Is your revelation reliable? My aunt is the medical staff of this training camp. She took Fu Liang to the city hospital last night. By the way, my aunt is a Class A medical technician. Even A-level medical technicians can't cure the injury. Shen Tujun was too harsh, wasn't he? Can anyone tell me what happened? At school, Zhu Guiying was complacent about the sudden surge in the number of hits on her video at first, thinking that a huge fortune was about to fall on her head. But suddenly the tone of the picture suddenly changed, and there was a lot of curses in the comments of the video, especially the video with Fang Chang's shot. There were also people in the comment section who specifically pointed out Fang Chang and posted it in the comment section. To be honest, if there was no screenshot, she herself would not believe that she would actually include that boy in the video. Because of disgust, every time she took a video, she would subconsciously avoid these garbage in the class. There were all kinds of curses in the comment section, but the general meaning was to curse herself for being blind and actually expelling Fang Chang, causing the 11th middle school to miss a chance in vain. A chance to make a splash. Some people scolded her, saying that she was just a teacher. If she was in a high position, who knows how many talents Longguo would lose. Zhu Guiying was unhappy about this. If this matter got to the ears of the education department, would she still have a chance to win the Outstanding Teacher Award and the Model Teacher Award this year? So she quickly posted a new video. In the video, she was wearing a khaki slim-fit suit, gold-rimmed glasses, a few strands of hair gently hanging down, and sitting at the desk with a dignified manner. At first glance, she is definitely a good teacher who is both intellectual and respectable. But a closer look shows that the putty-like foundation on her face, the thin eyebrows she drew on, and the lipstick that was as red as blood are awkward no matter how you look at it. Dear netizens, please do not be fooled by Fang Chang. His talent was only E-level after being identified by the school. He is not a genius at all. Our school expelled him not because of his low talent as he said, but because he molested his classmates in school. For such a student who is not motivated and has a very bad character, expelling him is already a mercy beyond the law. Of course, as his teacher, I am also responsible for not teaching him well. On behalf of our No. 11 middle school, I solemnly apologize to all netizens here, and I also ask all netizens to surf the internet rationally and not believe or spread rumors. Zhu Guiying was very satisfied with her performance in this video. She watched it several times before posting it. She believed that with this video, public opinion on the internet would be one-sided, and everyone would denounce Fang Chang, the jinx. But the result was contrary to her expectations. Not many netizens bought her video, because Fang Chang in the screenshot looked honest and didn't look like a man who would molest his classmates. As for his talent being only E-level, no one believed it. Because those who participated in the Qiling Guild's rookie competition now felt like they had seen a ghost when they saw him. How big a shadow did Fang Chang have to cast in their hearts to make them so scared? And this was something that a student with only E-level talent and who had just graduated from school could do. Seeing that the majority of netizens were not buying it, Zhu Guiying quickly grabbed Zhang Xiaoyu and filmed a video together to accuse Fang Chang. Zhang Xiaoyu's appearance is like a ripe sweet potato dropped on the ground, like a pile of shit. How much of a mouth does Fang Chang have to molest her? Not to mention the majority of netizens, even Zhu Guiying herself now thinks that this matter seems outrageous. But now she is in a dilemma and can only bite the bullet and go down the dark path. When Zhu Guiying found Zhang Xiaoyu said at first that she didn't want to talk about this matter again, let alone record a video with her. Fang Chang molested her, which was originally a fabrication by her at Suyaki's request. If Fang Chang was still the useless person who no one looked down on, she would naturally be willing to step on him a few more times. But Fang Chang is now famous in one battle, and so many people support him on the internet. If he is not careful, he will bring disaster upon himself. Seeing that Zhang Xiaoyu refused to cooperate, Zhu Guiying threatened, "When Fang Chang molested you, you wronged him, right?" Quote, "Nonsense, no, he molested me." Really? Then look at what this is. Zhu Guiying took out the surveillance footage in the corridor at that time. In the footage, Fang Chang was walking in front, and Zhang Xiaoyu, who was walking behind, suddenly picked up a mop beside him and smashed it on his head. Fang Chang didn't react at all and fell straight to the ground. Seeing Fang Chang with a bloody head, Zhang Xiaoyu seemed very scared. After kicking him a few times, she mustered up the courage to shout, "Molestation." Her acting was really realistic. When Zhang Xiaoyu saw this footage, her face turned pale, and she subconsciously pounced on him to snatch Zhu Guiying's bracelet to destroy the evidence. "No, it's not true, it's not true." Zhu Guiying grabbed Zhang Xiaoyu's collar and lifted her up, glaring at her and saying viciously, "You little cousin, are you scared now? Believe it or not, I will post this video online and ruin your reputation." "Don't. My dad is the school director. If you dare to do this, my dad will not let you go." "School director, ha ha ha, have you forgotten that you are just a useless piece of shit with an F-level talent? Your dad can't even get enough time to cut off ties with you now, so why would he go after a role model like me for a piece of shit like you?" Seeing that Zhang Xiaoyu was frightened, Zhu Guiying said again, "Now either Fang Chang dies or you die. Do you want him to die, or do you want yourself to die?" "I want him dead." "You are such a jerk. Tell me honestly, why did you want to wrongly accuse that loser? Do you have a grudge against him? Or do you simply dislike him?" Zhang Xiaoyu shook her head quickly. "Neither, it was Suyaki who asked me to help her, saying that Fang Chang was like a dog's skin plaster, always pestering her and couldn't get rid of him. She hoped that through this incident, the Jing'an division would lock him up for a few days and let him calm down in there." Zhu Guiying sneered, "Do you believe it?" Zhang Xiaoyu nodded, and Zhu Guiying said coldly, "You are a jerk, and I am really killed by you this time." Seeing that Zhang Xiaoyu was still confused, Zhu Guiying explained unhappily, "Suyaki and Fang Chang have been childhood sweethearts since they were young. It's not certain who pestered whom before. Now that Suyaki has identified an S-level talent and is about to fly up to the branch and become a phoenix, can she still look down on Fang Chang, that loser? Only you, a fool, believed her lies and sent him to the Jing'an division for a few days. Is it a matter of a few days in prison? Don't forget that your father is a school director. He is a loser from the slums. If this is proven, he will have to work on a sewing machine for at least half his life." "But Teacher Zhu, didn't you just say that I'm a loser and that my dad despises me?" "Of course he despises you, but if you are done that by a poor man, it is his old face that is lost. He can stop scolding you, but can he stop scolding his own old face?" Zhu Guiying was furious when she saw Zhang Xiaoyu. If it weren't for this idiot, would she be condemned by thousands of people on the internet now? As for Suyaki, the instigator of the whole thing, she is a real S-level beast girl. Such a person is destined to be looked up to by her in the future. And I heard that she was in the training camp recently, and she was together with the 8th son of the Shintu family. She is really a woman with both scheming and means. Such a woman, can she afford to offend? Okay, stop crying here, your parents are not dead yet. Next, you do as I say. Didn't Fang Chang come from a poor family? And your father is a school director, his family is rich and powerful, so he said that he has taken a fancy to your family background and wants to marry into your family. The purpose is, of course, to use your father's relationship to get you into college, in order to get out of poverty. As long as we make our motives reasonable, we don't have to worry about no one believing us. Keep your current state, and then you can tell everyone crying like this to gain sympathy. There will always be some idiots who pity you, do you understand? In the education department, there was a snap. Zhou Zhanyang crushed his beloved old friend, the thermos cup, and the red wolfberry and hot water splashed all over him, but he was staring at the holographic video on the bracelet and didn't notice it. As the saying goes, rumors stop at the wise. Zhou Zhanyang can sit in the position of director of the Yucheng Education Department. How can he be a drunkard? Although there are fewer and fewer voices questioning Zhu Guiying and Zhang Xiaoyu on the internet, he can see at a glance that they are acting. Fang Chang's talent must have been misjudged. This kid's talent can never be the E-level that Zhu Guiying said. The group of people who saw Fang Chang's live broadcast as if they saw a ghost when they saw the newcomers of the Lingqi Guild today, he also watched it. How can such a big group of men be so scared of this kid, and he will become someone else's son-in-law? The most important thing is that the boy's current beast mother, although she looks a little older than him, but her elegant posture, amazing appearance, especially her gentle eyes, seem to melt people's hearts. Even an old antique like me couldn't help but recall the youthful days when he was full of vigor and vitality. He felt that he had suddenly become several decades younger. With Fang Chang's taste, would he molest Zhang Xiaoyu, that pig? What made Zhou Zhanyang angry was that Zhu Guiying, this pig, actually expelled such a good seedling for her own selfishness. If such a genius could represent Yucheng to participate in the regional youth competition in a month as a student, I dare not say that he would make a big splash in the arena, but at least he could push Yucheng's ranking forward by dozens of places. As the director of Yucheng's Education and Education Department, I can also get some credit, right? With this credit, I, who have not moved for decades, may be able to go to the Regional Education and Education Department and become a deputy director. After waiting for decades, I finally got such an opportunity, but Zhu Guiying, that stupid woman, actually let the cooked duck fly away. Old Zhou, are you okay? Zhu Hongchun looked at Zhou Zhanyang with a puzzled look. Zhou Zhanyang gave him a death stare, and Zhu Hongchun was startled. What's wrong, old Zhou? You look so scary. Zhou Zhanyang took a long time to calm down. He wanted to cut the Zhu family into pieces, but now was not the time to lose his temper because he had no evidence in his hand. It's okay, it's okay. Zhou Zhanyang quickly put on a smiling face and said, by the way, Lao Zhu, last time you mentioned that kid named Fang Chang from number 11 middle school, you personally approved the withdrawal procedures, right? Yeah, what's wrong? Any problem? Look at what you said, old Zhu. We have been colleagues for many years. Even if there is a problem, I have to cover for you. I am just curious about what that kid did wrong. Oh, you're asking about this, molesting classmates at school. Really, that's nothing. By the way, when did it happen? Zhu Hongchun thought for a while and said, 2 weeks ago. Zhou Zhanyang, who got the location and time, turned around and checked the surveillance. As the saying goes, cutting off someone's financial resources is like killing their parents. Mr. Zhu, since you dare to cut off my financial resources and prevent me from getting promoted and making money, then you can't have a good life either. Having said that, this move of mine is also a timely discovery of mistakes and timely corrections. Maybe I can get some credit. Even if I can't become the deputy director of the Regional Education and Education Department, I can be the general manager, right? In addition to Zhou Zhanyang, the people who knew the truth of the matter included Xu Zanlong, the president of the Yucheng branch of the Shenqi Guild, and Duan Licheng of the Yucheng branch of the Shuangguang Guild. Their first reaction was to snatch the person. A genius like Fang Chang must not fall into the hands of the Lingqi Guild. Moreover, the two of them also saw that the so-called rookie competition of the Lingqi Guild was actually to test the talent of Fang Chang. The reason why this secret method was chosen instead of the identification instrument was because they were afraid that other guilds would snatch the person from him after knowing it. Unfortunately, man proposes, God disposes, and it finally exploded. Xu Zanlong and Duan Licheng, almost at the same time, notified Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin who were in the Lingqi Guild, and ordered them to poach Fang Chang no matter what. Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin, who received the order, looked at each other and saw helpless smiles on each other's faces. They only wanted to discredit the Lingqi Guild, but ignored Fang Chang's value. I've said it before, the people above will definitely recruit that guy. You still didn't believe it, now it's come true, right? Zuo Shaolin glared at Hao Feizheng unhappily. Don't be so hint-sighted, when did you say that, why didn't I hear it? Okay, let's think about what to do now. What should we do? Zuo Shaolin sneered. How, have you forgotten that our two families have never been allies, but opponents? Okay, then we'll each rely on our own abilities. Hao Fei angrily went to knock on the door, but it turned out that a group of people from the Jing'an division came in. When these people came in, the leader held a loudspeaker and said, the Jing'an division is investigating the case here, so everyone, keep your heads down. While the leader was still shouting, the people behind him had already rushed out and started arresting people. What are they doing? They actually notified the Jing'an guard. Before Hao Fei could react, he was kicked in the popliteal fossa. His legs went limp and he was pinned to the ground. Zuo Shaolin, who followed closely behind, received the same treatment. In the chaos, the two of them once again looked at each other in tacit understanding. Why the hell did the Lingqi Guild not play by the rules and actually notified the Jing'an division? Did they have any shame? The first thing Tang Li and Fang Chang did after they walked out of the medical area was to ask Lan Xiao to notify the Jing'an division. No matter how powerful the guild is, it is still a guild of the Dragon Country and cannot be greater than the national law. If someone notifies the Jing'an division for provoking trouble, no one can find fault with it. If anyone dares to use this matter to make trouble in the future, it will be against the authorities. Tang Li had everything sorted out before she saw Wu Zhang, who had arrived late. Wife, are you okay? How dare you come here? Your wife was bullied in there just now, where have you been? Wu Zhang was also furious now. Which man could stand seeing his wife being bullied? But at the beginning, he was glared at by Tang Li, asking him not to follow. He knew that his wife was afraid that he would not be able to bear it and make things worse. But he regretted it, and now he regrets it to death. The overall situation, the wife is the most important in the world. But saying this now seems a bit hindsight, so Wu Zhang said nothing. Facing his wife's scolding, he could only endure it, but he couldn't stand those people in the medical area now. He rushed to the medical area without saying a word, but was stopped by Tang Li again. Where are you going? Come back. Wu Zhang gritted his teeth. I'm going to beat those two guys to death and vent your anger for you. You are here to help me now, what were you doing before? I have already notified the Jing'an division, so please don't go and cause trouble for me anymore. After saying that, she remembered that Fang Chang and his beast mother were standing next to her, so she turned around and put on a smiling face again. Haha, I'm sorry to make you two laugh. Don't look at my husband. He may look stupid, but he is the most loyal person. It is because he is too loyal that I worry about him getting into trouble outside every day. Fang Chang politely said, it can be seen that this big brother is a man of character. It is his blessing to marry Sister Tang. Haha, little brother, you have a really sweet mouth. By the way, are you interested in joining our Lingqi Guild? Now that Fang Chang's talent has been confirmed, I must naturally strike first and recruit Fang Chang as my disciple before the Shenqi Guild and the Xuanguang Guild react. Isn't all this trouble today just for this kid Fang Chang? If someone else still gets the upper hand, won't I cry to death? Moreover, the three major guilds in Longguo are Shenqi, Xuanguang and Lingqi. Although Lingqi Guild is the weakest, it is also one of the three major guilds. Under normal circumstances, if you want to join the Lingqi Guild, you have to wait until you graduate from college. Fang Chang just graduated from high school, and the Lingqi Guild invited him to join, which is equivalent to Fang Chang's Fortune 500 companies in his previous life directly recruiting him when he was in high school. Or he passed the postgraduate entrance examination as soon as he graduated from high school. In Tang Li's eyes, Fang Chang is still a little boy with no experience. This is definitely great news for him. However, Fang Chang answered the question irrelevantly. That little Sister Tang, you see the competition is over, I wonder what my ranking will be this time. Tang Li was stunned for at least 3 seconds before he reacted. This kid is really a little sly. A normal person would definitely show joy between his brows at this time, even if he didn't nod and agree immediately. But this kid, on the other hand, remained calm and reminded himself in a veiled way, have you forgotten the reward for this competition? Oh, look at my memory. You are the only one who made it through this competition. You must be the first place this time. I will give you the supernatural crystal as promised. By the way, little brother, is it convenient for you to take a photo with me? Let's put a perfect end to this newcomer competition. It is a normal procedure to take photos with the award ceremony. Tang Li is not bad looking. Compared with teacher Mu, she is just a little bit worse. Fang Chang can't find a reason to refuse her. Seeing Fang Chang agreed, Tang Li's cunning eyes flashed. She told Fang Chang that it was an award ceremony photo, but she had to write the title of the photo to be sent out, such as Fang Chang has successfully joined the Lingqi Guild, and some people should stop thinking about it. In this way, Tang Li took Fang Chang and Mu Yao to hold an award ceremony in the hall, and everyone took photos together. In the medical area behind the hall, the people from the Jing'an division were arresting people, and the scene was heated and chaotic. Little brother, can we talk about your joining the company now? Fang Chang took a look at the supernatural crystal he had just received, and said with a smile, little sister Tang, you have seen it too. I have been tired all day today. How about we talk about joining the company another day? After that, Fang Chang was about to leave with Mu Yao. Tang Li hurriedly stopped him and said, Fang Chang, wait a moment. Let's talk about it another day. Which day? The longer this time is delayed, the more disadvantageous it will be for the Lingqi Guild. She now finds that Fang Chang is not as easy to fool as she thought. It seems that she has to spend a lot of money this time. Fang Chang smiled slightly with his back to Tang Li. This is just like buying something. Boss, can you sell it to me at a lower price? If not, I will leave. For Fang Chang, now he is evaluating his value in the other party's heart, so as to estimate his price, just like negotiating the salary with the employer when joining the company. This kind of thing is best discussed in advance, and you don't expect the boss to be happy after joining the company. If you feel guilty about asking for a raise, then forget it. In Fang Chang's impression, the two are contradictory. The boss wants to hire people for free, while the employees want to get paid without working. The two are completely at odds. So in his impression, the fastest way to get a raise is to change jobs. Fang Chang is an ambitious person, but not greedy. He would not think about emptying the warehouse of the Lingqi Guild. Besides, as a branch president, he cannot make the decision. But the treatment he deserves cannot be reduced by a single cent. Sister Tang, do you have anything else to do? Tang Li looked at Fang Chang with resentment, calling her, little sister Tang, affectionately. When it came to matters of interest, he was unequivocal and uncompromising. Fang Chang, I wonder if you have heard of the Beast Soul Crystal. Tang Li stopped calling Fang Chang little brother, as that would make her look like a clown in front of him. Fang Chang nodded. Sister Tang, are you going to give me another Beast Soul Crystal? Tang Li ignored Fang Chang's words and asked again, your beast girl knows the skill of thorn vine entanglement, right? But unfortunately, it is only level 1 at present and can only be used to control people, and its true power cannot be brought into play at all. But as far as I know, as long as this skill is upgraded to level 2, it can cause continuous damage while entangled with the opponent, which is what this skill should be like. Fang Chang smiled and said, Sister Tang, we really think alike, I thought so too. Tang Li smiled and said, what a coincidence, sister just happened to have a beast soul crystal in her hand. How much is it? Can I buy it on credit? Talking about money hurts feelings. If you are willing to join our Lingqi Guild, how about this beast soul crystal as a greeting gift from your sister? This, Sister Tang, let me think about it. What else is there to think about? With your current strength, you can't get a beast soul crystal at all. Moreover, beast soul crystals are hard to come by. Generally, they are only sold to guild members in the market. Outsiders can't buy them. No way, I was in the secret realm just now and a fragment exploded. Did you just find a fragment of beast soul crystal in the secret realm? That's right. Fang Chang took out the crystal and said, look. Did it explode in that secret realm just now? Of course, if you don't believe it, you can go watch the battle replay. Tang Li looked at Fang Chang in disbelief. This guy's luck was too good. He could actually get something from a B-level copy in an E-level copy. Tang Li cleared his throat and said, "You also know that beast soul fragments must be at least in a B-level copy to have a chance of being dropped. You were lucky enough to get this thing in an E-level copy, but can you guarantee that your luck will always be good?" Fang Chang shook his head. "No, but that doesn't mean I have no chance at all, right? You will have to wait until the end of time to collect a crystal. And the copies above E-level are not open to beastmasters in society, don't you know?" Fang Chang smiled and said, "So, Sister Tang, do you have anything else to give me?" Tang Li was immediately furious. "Even if you want something, can't you be more reserved? You are asking for it openly, how can I bully you for not being embarrassed to ask for more? Xiao Fang, we are both very poor, okay. We really don't have anything left, but we can maximize your membership benefits. Can you be more specific? Under normal circumstances, the base salary for an F-level member is 80,000. I can decide to give you 160,000. In addition, you will have the priority to exchange for all rare items in the guild in the future. In addition, everything, including the use of the venue, will be discounted by 40%. You can choose the tasks in the guild on your own, and you don't have to do the basic member tasks every month. In addition, I will give you a villa and a 1 million joining fee. How about it? To put it bluntly, as long as Fang Chang joins the Lingqi Guild, he can just get a salary without doing any work, and he can also have the privilege of enjoying the guild's resources first. According to the guild system, this is indeed a branch president, and all the privileges that can be given have been given, which is also the utmost. Just when Fang Chang was hesitating, he suddenly heard someone say, "Brother Fang Chang, our Shinchi Guild will give you all these conditions, and we will also tailor-make a set of D-level equipment for you and your beast girl. Brother Fang Chang, please join our Shinchi Guild." Tang Li frowned at Hao Feizheng's sudden intervention. Wasn't the Jing'an division arresting people inside? Why didn't they arrest this guy? As soon as Hao Feizheng finished speaking, Zuo Shaolin continued, "Brother Fang Chang, our Shuangguang Guild will give you everything that the Shinchi Guild can give you. In addition, we will help you break through to the E-level, and double your basic salary. Brother Fang Chang, please join our Shuangguang Guild." Hao Feizheng immediately said unhappily. "What do you mean, Zuo? If your Shuangguang Guild can afford it, can't our Shinchi Guild afford it? Brother Fang Chang, we can also help you get to the E-level, and at the same time, we will double your basic salary based on that of the Shuangguang Guild." "Zuo," Shaolin said angrily, "does this make sense to you, Hao?" The two of them went back and forth, and suddenly they were arguing fiercely. But Fang Chang saw that they had been arguing to the end and no longer raised the price, so he looked at Tang Li and said, "Little sister Tang, did you hear that too? Shuangguang Guild and Shinchi Guild are full of sincerity, I wonder if Sister Tang can show some more sincerity." Tang Li saw that Fang Chang seemed to be tempted by their conditions, so he gritted his teeth and said, "We can also customize a set of D-level equipment for you and your beast girl, and the basic salary can be raised to 240,000. At the same time, our guild will cover all the star crystals you and your beast girl need before you can upgrade to E-level. What do you think?" This is already Tang Li and Wu Zhang paying out of their own pockets, or to be more precise, paying out her dowry. But now, she is no longer sure that Fang Chang can choose the Lingqi Guild. Because the Lingqi Guild is too poor compared to the other two guilds. Even if Fang Chang is given priority to use the guild's resources, its resources are not as rich as the other two guilds. For example, if Fang Chang needs beast soul crystals and supernatural crystals in the future, the Yucheng branch may not be able to take them out in time. But the other two guilds are different. As long as the contribution points are sufficient, items below S level can be taken at any time. If before, she could still bully Fang Chang for not knowing this, but now she finds that this kid is cunning, how could he not know? The reason why she chose to increase the stakes is just because she was unwilling and wanted to take another gamble. "Okay, it's a deal." "Ah, what did you say?" Tang Li looked at Fang Chang in disbelief. Fang Chang smiled and said, "I said deal." This time, Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin also heard it clearly. The two who were originally arguing stopped arguing and looked at Fang Chang in unison. Then Hao Feizheng said, "Brother Fang Chang, you have to think it over clearly." Zuo Shaolin also sneered and said, with your current reputation, the Lingqi Guild may not be able to protect you. Fang Chang looked at Zuo Shaolin in surprise. My current reputation? What do you mean? Haha, you don't know yet. Your teacher has exposed you for molesting a female classmate at school. Now the whole network knows that you were expelled from school because of molesting a classmate. Hao Feizheng added. The classmate you molested is called Zhang Xiaoyu, right? You also know what her family conditions are like, otherwise you wouldn't have done such a dirty thing as molesting a classmate just to marry into her family. If this matter is confirmed, which guild would dare to hire you? You can just wait to go to jail. Fang Chang smiled coldly. Are you trying to bribe me and threaten me instead? Chapter 31. It doesn't matter what Zhang Xiaoyu's family background is, what matters is who said this. Now that Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin said this, it means that the Shenqi Guild and the Shuangguang Guild are going to make a big fuss about this matter. To put it bluntly, if I can't get it, no one else can get it. What do you think? Fang Chang looked at Tang Li. He didn't call her little sister Tang anymore at this time, as that would make him look stupid and unable to distinguish the important from the unimportant. Tang Li also put away the smile on her face and said seriously, I believe you are not that kind of person. This is not a matter of belief or not, but a matter of taking a clear stand and whether or not you are willing to take the blame for Fang Chang. Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin had already made it very clear just now that if Fang Chang didn't want to join them, then he could just wait for their revenge. Tang Li said that she believed in him, which actually meant that she promised to take the blame for him. In other words, she wanted to break up with the other two guilds. Fang Chang heard her answer, so he smiled again and said, Little sister Tang, you offer such a good treatment, do you really not need me to do anything? Tang Li also smiled and said, I just hope that you can do your part for the guild when you can, just like I did today. No problem, do you want to sign the contract? At this time, Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin were anxious again. Although they had been very fierce in slandering Fang Chang before, they had also seen Fang Chang's talent. If such a person joined the Lingqi Guild, once he grew up, he would be a huge threat to both the Shenqi Guild and the Shuangguang Guild. Moreover, the president had also issued a death order, asking them to recruit Fang Chang to their own guild no matter what. If they succeeded, it would definitely be a great achievement. If they failed, they would be prepared to face the president's wrath. Fang, you better think carefully. A spiritual contract guild may not be able to protect you. After Zuo Shaolin finished speaking, he saw Wu Zhang, who had been like a transparent man, suddenly stand in front of him like an iron tower. Whether to protect me or not is not up to you, only what I say counts. Wu Zhang had enough of this bullshit. Now even if his wife stopped him, he would beat these two guys until they were half paralyzed. After saying that, he slapped Zuo Shaolin in the face, and Zuo Shaolin's heart instantly rose to his throat. What do you want to do? Tang Li glanced at Wu Zhang. Don't hit me here. After that, she smiled at Fang Chang. Little brother and sister, go upstairs to handle the membership procedures. I still have the guild badge to give you. By the way, there are also the things that were promised before. Don't worry, although our Lingqi Guild is poor, we never default on our debts. Seeing Tang Li taking Fang Chang and Mu Yao upstairs, Hao Fei was about to slip away, but Wu Zhang grabbed his neck from behind. Did I let you go? My surname is Wu, but I am a member of the Shenqi Guild. Before Hao Feizheng could finish his words, Wu Zhang exerted force on his hand, and the rest of his words got stuck in his throat. Then he dragged Zuo Shaolin with one hand and took Hao Feizheng out of the guild hall with the other. My wife said that we can't fight in the guild, so we can only drag him outside and beat him up. As soon as they arrived at the door, two black luxury cars drove in from the left and right and stopped abruptly on the street in front of the door. As soon as the car stopped, Yang Sheng, the president of the Yucheng branch of the Shenqi Guild, and Lu Kun, the president of the Yucheng branch of the Shuangguang Guild, opened the car door and rushed out in a hurry. They were worried that Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin would do something bad, so they came to recruit Fang Chang in person. Now they saw that these two losers really messed up the matter. Wu Zhang, what are you doing? Lu Kun and Yang Sheng said in unison. Wu Zhang glanced at Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin in his hands and said, these two fools came to my house to make trouble. I'm going to break their legs now. What's wrong? How insolent. We, the Shinchi Guild, will discipline the people of our Shinchi Guild and will not allow anyone else to interfere. Wu Zhong said that he would break their legs, but in fact, he was slapping the faces of the two guilds. Although Hao Feizheng and Zuo Shaolin were not popular figures or celebrities, they were also B-level beastmasters. In Yucheng, they were the backbone of the two guilds. But as long as Wu Zhong slapped them twice, these two guys would immediately become celebrities in Yucheng, and even have a small reputation in the entire guild world. Wu Zhong's eyes swept across the faces of Lu Kun and Yang Sheng. Talking nonsense was not his strong point, so he was too lazy to talk nonsense with them. In front of the two of them, Hao Feizheng, who was strangled by him, was thrown to the ground. Without waiting for the other party to get up, he stepped on his knee and broke it. Yang Sheng's eyes widened. He didn't expect Wu Zhong to actually dare to attack him. Then Wu Zhong did the same thing, throwing Zuo Shaolin to the ground and crushing his knee with his foot. Yang Sheng and Lu Kun were so angry that they cursed, but no one dared to fight Wu Zhong. Because the three of them had fought many years ago. At that time, the two of them were higher in level than Wu Zhong, had stronger superpowers than Wu Zhong, and had more martial arts than Wu Zhong. It was 2 against 1, but they were almost beaten to death by Wu Zhong, and more than once. The reason was that Wu Zhong was poorer than the two of them. Wu Zhong's strength was all earned by himself bit by bit, while the two of them earned their strength by sitting in a spacious office and eating star crystals. Psychologically, Wu Zhong was poor and had nothing to lose, so he dared to fight 1 for 1. Yang Sheng and Lu Kun were so rich that they would pee in oil. Why would they fight 1 for 1 with a mud-legged man? They were also timid in fighting. To put it bluntly, the barefoot are not afraid of the shoes. Looking at the two people lying on the ground screaming, Wu Zhong kicked them one by one and sent them flying in front of Yang Sheng and Lu Kun. Get lost. Looking at Hao Feizheng, who was completely unconscious at his feet, Yang Sheng was furious. He shivered. Okay, Wu, you wait for me. Zuo Shaolin lay at Lu Kun's feet, and his life or death was unknown. Lu Kun, who was furious, glared at Wu Zhong and said, Wu, we have a connection, just wait and see. Fang Chang upstairs took in everything that had just happened through the French window, turned around and said to Tang Li, Little sister Tang, I didn't expect our president to be so domineering. Tang Li smiled and said, Domineering. He is clearly a reckless man. Looking at Tang Li's smiling face, you can know that she must have been very happy to have such a domineering man. By the way, Sister Tang, should I come to punch in tomorrow? Tang Li smiled and said, No, you just need to remember that you are a member of the Lingqi Guild. You can ignore the rules and regulations of the guild. Then I will go to see my big villa now. Tang Li nodded. Go ahead, go and see your new home. By the way, remember to notify that big stupid bear if there is anything. As long as it is not murder or arson in the city, he can help you settle anything. Fang Chang took Teacher Mu and just walked out of Tang Li's office. He ran into Wu Zhong, who had just returned. Leaving now, Fang Chang said with a smile, Little sister Tang said that your family is so poor that they can't even afford to eat, so you didn't invite me to dinner. Why are you still here? Wu Zhong subconsciously looked at his wife. Tang Li came out and said with a smile, Don't listen to this kid's nonsense. He wants to go back with Sister Mu Yao to see their new home. Mu Yao blushed. It was the first time she was teased like this after being with Fang Chang. Wu Zhong said, Will you participate in the city youth competition next month? If you do, I'll sign you up. City youth tournament, are there any benefits? Fang Chang asked. Wu Zhong frowned. How come you only know how to ask for benefits? Fang Chang smiled and said, President, you misunderstood. I meant, is it good for the guild? Wu Zhong smiled and said, That's more like it. The prize for the first place this time is 2 out of 3. The supernatural crystal, the beast soul crystal and the evolution crystal, and there is also a bonus of 5 million. That's it. Seeing Fang Chang's bored look, Wu Zhong explained, the crystals this time are all S grade, which can't be bought even if you have money. How can you only have these? If you don't want them, you can give them to me. Tang Li said, How about this, if you can still win first place this time, you can pick any A-grade martial arts in the guild. Fang Chang looked at Tang Li suspiciously, There's only one A-grade martial arts in our guild, right? Tang Li blushed slightly and said unhappily, how is it possible? Even if our guild is poor, it is still one of the 3 major guilds. How can there be only one A-grade martial arts? Are you going or not? Go, why shouldn't I go for something that can bring honor to the guild? After seeing Fang Chang and Mu Yao off, Wu Zhong turned around and said to his wife, didn't they say that the boy was born in a slum? How come he is not even interested in S-level crystals? Isn't his standard too high? Tang Li smiled and said, it's true that he was born in a slum, but who is as lucky as him? In the first competition of his life, he got the supernatural crystals and beast soul crystals that he had never seen in his life. Wu Zhong nodded thoughtfully and said, isn't it a typical dandy mentality that his son doesn't feel sad when his father loses his family? What you said seems to make sense. It seems that we have to give that kid a hard time, otherwise a good seedling will grow crooked. Wu Zhong smiled and said, it's okay. Didn't that kid agree to participate in the city youth competition? The city youth competition is not our rookie competition. There is no shortage of talented people participating. Moreover, the age range is large, and anyone under 25 can participate. There are many C-level beastmasters among them. There is less than a month left. Do you think that kid can be promoted to C-level? So this time, you are only planning to let him participate alone, without preparing a team for him. Anyway, we always get 3rd place, and it's meaningless to win for so many years. We might as well take this opportunity to teach that kid a lesson and let him know how high the sky is. Otherwise, if he keeps not taking bean buns as dry food, something will happen sooner or later. Tang Li nodded. That's fine, at least there are officials watching in the arena, and that kid won't get into trouble. On the way home, Fang Chang looked at the anti-gravity cars flying close to the ground on the road. He had driven a car with wheels before, but he had never tried this kind of car without wheels flying close to the ground. Is it time to get himself a whole car? Turning back to tell Mu Yao about this idea, he saw that she was looking down and watching videos. No wonder she didn't talk all the way, it turned out that she had been buried in the internet. Fang Chang curiously glanced at the holographic screen on her bracelet. Who else could the people in the video be but Zhu Guiying and Zhang Xiaoyu? What Fang Chang saw at this time was the video that Zhu Guiying forced Zhang Xiaoyu to record, saying that the reason why Fang Chang wanted to molest her was because he was attracted by her family conditions and wanted to have an affair with her. At this time, Mu Yao noticed Fang Chang's abnormality, turned around and looked at him and said, this is ridiculous, how can they slander you like this? Are you angry? Looking at Teacher Mu's angry look, Fang Chang couldn't help but laugh. You are so heartless, aren't you? People are slandering you like this, and you still laugh. This is the first time I saw you angry. To be honest, before this, I thought you would never get angry. Xiao Fang, I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at these 2 women. I even want to kill them now. Don't joke with me. What I said is true. What I said is true. Fang Chang nodded. If you want to kill them, you can't do it in the city. There are surveillance cameras everywhere. It's not worth it to put yourself in trouble for these 2 fools. Mu Yao felt that what Fang Chang said made sense. The official rules of the Dragon Kingdom were the most important in the world and everyone had to abide by them. So she said to Fang Chang seriously, Xiao Fang, think of a way to get them to the wild. I want to ask them why they slandered you. If you can't give me a satisfactory reason, I will kill them myself. There is no need for this. We will not do such a thankless task as suppressing one problem only to have another one pop up. They are at best clowns who are being used by others. If we compete with them, we will play into their hands. What we need to do is to solve the problem once and for all and hit the vital point. Xiao Fang, you mean they were instructed by someone? Fang Chang nodded. It's my childhood sweetheart, have you heard of her? Mu Yao shook her head. Although they were in the same school before, Fang Chang was not very noticeable before. She was the school doctor, not Fang Chang's substitute teacher. She stayed in the health room every day. There were so many people in the school, she didn't notice Fang Chang. Since you 2 are childhood sweethearts, why does she treat you like this? Fang Chang smiled and said, because she has awakened her S-level beast talent, I have become a waste in her eyes and a stumbling block in her pursuit of wealth and glory. Do you understand what I mean? Mu Yao nodded and said, didn't the school identify your talent? Maybe the school's identification device is broken. Xiao Fang, no matter if you are a genius or not, I will never leave you, I really swear. Even if you want to leave me now, it's impossible. But you can abandon me, Xiao Fang, please promise me that you will never abandon me, okay? Looking at Teacher Mu's pitiful appearance, Fang Chang couldn't help but touch her cheek and said softly, don't worry, I won't. Teacher Mu leaned into his arms and said tenderly, well, this is what you promised me, you will never abandon me. Fang Chang smiled and said, but in the future, I may have many beast girls. Then I must be the one who loves you the most among all your beast girls. You have no objection. Why should I object? There are many beast girls who are not very decent. I won't object, I will also make delicious food for you every day. Since you are so sensible, I will let you be the eldest sister from now on. I don't want to be the eldest sister, that would make me look old. By the way, what's the name of your childhood sweetheart? Suyaki, what's wrong? Mu Yao silently memorized these 3 words in her heart, and at the same time smiled at Fang Chang. When I meet her one day, I must thank that idiot for giving me such an excellent you. As Mu Yao's beastmaster, Fang Chang could feel that she had already wanted to kill Suyaki. Fang Chang didn't want to let that idiot affect Teacher Mu's mood, so he said, by the way, Teacher Mu, let's go buy a car. Buy a car? Why buy a car? The expenses of a beastmaster are very expensive. What I mean is that there is no need to spend that money. I can carry you wherever you want to go, inside or outside the city. Fang Cheng pointed at the beast girls on the street and laughed, do you see any beast girls transforming in the city? But there is no official rule that you can't transform in the city. I don't discriminate against eccentricities, but will this eccentricity make people think that I, a beastmaster, am a pervert? Then can you please not buy an off-road vehicle? I still want to be your guide in the wild. Fang Cheng smiled slightly, pinched her chin and said, don't worry, when we get home later, I will let you carry me until you vomit. I want to be the one who loves you the most among all the beast girls. After buying a car, Fang Cheng did not go to see the newly acquired big villa, but returned to the small home in Suiyuan community with Teacher Mu. Because Teacher Mu was worried that Mu Yunxi would not be able to find her when she returned home after the training camp, or she wanted to give her daughter a surprise. For Fang Cheng, nothing is more important than Teacher Mu's peace of mind. For such a small request of hers, Fang Cheng will naturally do his best to meet it. There was a cool breeze in the living room, and the endless summer in front of the window swayed with the wind. Mu Yao lay on Fang Cheng's legs and looked at him with a sly smile. The slightly drunk eyes were so charming, and the old saying was true that wine does not intoxicate people, but people get drunk themselves. Fang Cheng said that he wanted her to carry until she vomited. Now it seems that Teacher Mu won. Unexpectedly, she, who has always been obedient, would cheat. She swallowed back everything that should have been vomited. The white and slender fingers wiped the corners of her mouth elegantly, and showed Fang Cheng a sly smile. Fang Cheng gently stroked her cheek. You only know how to eat. Is it delicious? I won't lie. Really, it's sweet, sweet. Fang Cheng looked at Mu Yao in surprise. Do I have saccharine disease? Huh. Mu Yao looked at Fang Cheng in surprise. She didn't react for a long time. She almost vomited all over Fang Cheng with a chuckle. Seeing her quickly covering her mouth, Fang Cheng laughed and said, so cute. Teacher Mu came to his senses, lowered her head shyly, and said, Xiao Fang, it seems that this can't increase the taming value, right? Fang Cheng took a look with his spiritual pupils, and it seemed that the taming value really didn't increase, so he said, how about we try and force you to hit the target? If you don't like it, forget it. No, I like it, really. But I'm worried that it will waste your. 6 hours later, Fang Cheng had a new understanding of the domestication value. As long as you can hit the target, whether it is mandatory or not, you can generate domestication value. But because of the different shooting methods, the number of rings on the target is also different. For example, the target of the air rifle in the Olympics is different from the target of the bow and arrow. At the same time, there are only 3 rings in the center of the bullseye hit by the blowgun, which is indeed a bit of a loss. In addition, the domestication value that can be obtained in a day will not exceed 35 points. But it doesn't matter, the domestication value for upgrading has been accumulated today. Xiao Fang, are you hungry? I'll make you something you want to eat. Teacher Mu leaned over and looked at Fang Chang, like a tender and affectionate big sister next door, sensible and caring. Fang Chang touched his stomach and said, I didn't realize it until you said it, but now that you said it, I'm really a little hungry. Teacher Mu asked expectantly, what do you want to eat? Aren't you only good at making sea cucumber with scallions and stir-fried kidney? Do I have a choice? I'm doing this for your own good. I think it's for your own sake, right? Teacher Mu glared at Fang Chang coquettishly and said, okay, I won't cook these 2 dishes today. Is that okay? Really? Fang Chang couldn't help but be delighted. Choose one between abalone sauce and sea cucumber rice or spicy kidney slices. I knew it wasn't going to work out that way, so I'll just go with the spicy pork kidney. An hour later, the aroma of spicy hot pot wafted from the kitchen. Fang Chang, who was sitting on the sofa watching the news, looked back and saw Teacher Mu holding a small pot in his hand. We are having hot pot today. Can Xiaofang help me hold the stove? Great, I knew that Teacher Mu still cares about me. Where is the stove? Forget it, I'll help you get the pot. The spicy hot pot with red oil looks very appetizing. The side dishes are also rich, but kidney, leeks, beef and mutton are still among them. The last thing to relieve the spiciness is a bowl of millet and sea cucumber porridge. Although it was a hot pot, it still couldn't escape the fate of being nourished by Teacher Mu. After dinner, Fang Chang took Teacher Mu downstairs to eat. From a distance, they looked like a happy couple. Hey, isn't this Teacher Mu? Yun Shi said you were on a business trip, weren't you? When did you come back? Been back for a while. Is this your relative's child? This boy is really handsome. Teacher Mu blushed. Fang Chang looked at the embarrassed Teacher Mu and felt funny. Then the neighbor aunt asked again, Teacher Mu, does your brother have a girlfriend? My niece you have seen is that. Before the other party could finish speaking, Teacher Mu immediately interrupted him and said, I have. Ah, that's a pity. By the way, how is your brother's talent? Hey, look at what I'm asking. He has a girlfriend at this age, so his talent must be right. Does he still need a beast girl? You also know my niece. Teacher Mu interrupted her again and said, no need. The neighbor aunt looked at Teacher Mu in surprise. What happened to Teacher Mu today? Why did he seem to have taken some medicine? Then the neighbor aunt simply said to Fang Chang, handsome boy, my niece is an A-level talent, a top student in No. 9 middle school. No, shouldn't you be in the training camp at this time? Fang Chang smiled and said, you said training camp. I don't have the talent, so I was not asked to participate. The neighbor aunt looked at Fang Chang suspiciously, you don't have the talent. Is that true? Then how can you have a partner? Who said he has no talent? Teacher Mu suddenly took Fang Chang's arm and said, Xiaofang has a good talent. If you don't believe me, you can check it out online. Today, we won the first place in the newcomer competition of Lingqi Guild. And Xiaofang has now been admitted by Lingqi Guild as an exception. Do you know what is an exception? It means, wait a minute. This time, the neighbor interrupted Teacher Mu and said, did you just say you too? Teacher Mu was stunned for a moment, then he made up his mind and said, what's the matter? He is my beastmaster and I am his beast mother. Hi, I was wondering why this handsome boy looked so familiar to me. So you were really Fang Chang. I watched your match. I didn't expect that you, at such a young age, could beat those grown men so hard that they cried for their parents. If you say that you don't have good talent, I will be the first one to disbelieve it. Your school must have made a mistake, right? My niece is really an A-level talent. I believe you know that her talent is much better than Teacher Mu's. You will definitely not lose out by signing a contract with her. They have been neighbors for many years, and they all know each other's talents. But Teacher Mu was angry when she saw her neighbor promoting her niece to Fang Chang again. Our Xiaofang has no shortage of beast girls, so you'd better give up on this idea. Teacher Mu, what are you talking about? Teacher Mu was too lazy to pay attention to her and directly dragged Fang Chang away. Teacher Mu had seen the other party's niece. Although she had an A-level talent, she was just so-so in appearance. How could Xiaofang be interested in her? But what if Xiaofang liked her? He is my beastmaster, I can't disobey him. After walking away, Mu Yao looked back several times with lingering fear. Fortunately, the neighbors did not chase after her. Fang Chang smiled and said, Teacher Mu, didn't you say that you don't mind that I have many beast girls? I don't mind, but her niece only has A-level talent, won't that hold you back? I'm not afraid of being held back, as long as I'm pretty, that's all. A face full of freckles, not pretty at all. I don't believe it. I have to go back and ask again. No, okay, I'm jealous, please don't go to her, okay. Fang Chang said with a smile. I'm just kidding, do you really believe it? Xiao Fang, let's stop walking and go home, shall we? Teacher Mu was really scared. Many people must have watched the video of today's game. One neighbor was enough for her to bear. She didn't know how many people would come to introduce Beast Girls to her after hearing the news. What should she do then? Old people often say that one should combine work with rest, and relax in moderation. So for the next 2 days, Fang Chang gave himself and Teacher Mu a small vacation. Every day, he accompanied Teacher Mu to eat hot pot, go shopping, watch movies, and taste various street snacks. By the way, he also bought Teacher Mu a big bouquet of roses, which made her very happy. The reason why Teacher Mu was jealous was because she felt insecure about herself. Fang Chang could see through her feelings at a glance, but Teacher Mu did not have this ability. She was always worried that it was wishful thinking. So let's go on a date. Life can't be all about fighting and killing. Do some things that couples should do, so that she can understand your feelings. As long as she firmly believes in her heart that he has her in his heart, in this world, this is more important than anything else for Beast Girls. They don't care how many Beast Girls their Beast Tamers have, they only care about whether they have a place in the Beast Tamer's heart. On the third day, Teacher Mu prepared breakfast as usual. Xiao Fang got up to have breakfast. Here I am. Fang Chang came out of the bathroom. Hey, when did you get up? When you get your hand burned by the porridge and touch your ear. Fang Chang sat at the dining table, took the millet and sea cucumber porridge handed over by Teacher Mu, and then said, Teacher Mu, let's go to the dungeon today. Okay. Teacher Mu responded naturally, put her hands on her hips and slid down, tightening her skirt while highlighting her plump and beautiful curves, and sat down on the chair elegantly. With her back straight, she looked at the breakfast in front of her as if she had thought of something and said, there is less than half a month left before the city youth tournament. Xiao Fang, do you have any ideas? Fang Cheng took a sip of porridge and smiled. It seems that Teacher Mu has an idea. I have looked up some information about the city youth competition these days. Your classmates will also participate. When did it happen? How come I don't know about it? On the 9th of next month, the contract training will be over by then, and according to convention they must participate. Yes, Mu Yunxi should be back by then. I'm asking you when you check these things, how come I don't know about them? While you were asleep, Xiao Fang, this is not the point. The point is that in addition to them, there will be college students, social personnel and guilds. To be precise, anyone under the age of 25 can participate. Among the contestants, the highest level of strength, I heard that there will be even C-level players. At the age of 25, his strength level has only reached C-level. This talent does not seem to be very good. Hey, Xiao Fang, why can't you always grasp the key points of my words? Fang Cheng smiled and said, do you mean that the city youth competition is a group competition? You can't let F-level and C-level compete together, that would be too unfair, right? Teacher Mu shook his head and said, you can say that, but not entirely. To be precise, the city youth competition is about teamwork and collective competition. What I want to say is, Xiao Fang, why don't you ask the guild who will be participating with you this time? Let's get familiar with each other in advance and discuss tactics and so on, so that we can cooperate more tacitly on the field. Fang Cheng nodded and said, this is a good suggestion, but Teacher Mu, we may be the only two representing the guild this time. Teacher Mu was shocked. Just the two of us. Then, how can we compete? It's been a few days. If there really is a team like you said, the guild would have informed us long ago, but you can see that there has been no news until now. And when I was watching the news yesterday, I also checked online. The guild's record in the city youth competition in recent years has always been third place and never moved. So I think that their purpose in asking me to participate this time is not to get a good ranking, but to take the opportunity to beat me up. Discourage you. Teacher Mu was even more confused. Didn't they admit Xiao Fang as an exception? To put it bluntly, they begged Xiao Fang to join. Why would they discourage him? Fang Chang smiled and said, maybe everything has been too smooth for me since my debut. Everyone hopes that they can be smooth sailing, but being too smooth is not necessarily a good thing for a person's growth. Teacher Mu suddenly realized, that's true. People who have been too smooth will easily go to extremes when they encounter a little bit of trouble in the future, and they may even never recover. So it makes sense that they want to use this to hit me. They wanted to recruit me into the guild at the cost of breaking up with the two guilds at the same time. They valued my potential, but potential does not equal achievement. In order for me to achieve the achievements I deserve, or the achievements they expect, so that their efforts today will not be in vain, they will not ignore my growth in the future. Teacher Mu nodded. This is also a good thing for us. There is something that Teacher Mu is embarrassed to say. After all, she is 18 years older than Fang Changshu. From the perspective of adults like them, it is okay for children to grow up wildly, but the premise is that they are sure that they will not grow crooked. Otherwise, it is just letting it go and ruining the child. I can't control you, and there is no way to control you. It would be good if someone can stand up and control you now. Fang Chang smiled slightly. Am I the kind of person who doesn't understand reason? But in this game, even if we know we are going to lose, we can't lose so badly, right? Teacher Mu smiled slightly. Then what do you want to do? Of course, it is to improve our strength. After breakfast, we will use the 2 crystals. Whether we can obtain superpowers depends on our luck, but I believe my luck should not be too bad. Looking at Fang Chang's confident look, Teacher Mu couldn't tell him the truth to discourage him. The probability of awakening superpowers with a B-level superpower crystal is less than 10%. And although the B-level Beast Soul Crystal can improve the skill level of the Beast Girl, the higher the level of the Beast Girl's beast form, the smaller the probability of improving the skill level. His own beast form is an EX level Tianyuan Giant Spirit, and the probability of the Beast Soul Crystal improving the skill level is estimated to be less than 10%. After breakfast, Fang Chang was about to take out the crystal, and Teacher Mu made him a cup of tea. Wait a minute, Xiao Fang, drink a cup of tea and calm down first. By the way, there is this. Teacher Mu ran over in a hurry again and brought a small incense burner, which was bought by the two of them when they were shopping the day before yesterday. At that time, Fang Chang thought that Teacher Mu liked this kind of exquisite gadget, but he didn't expect that it was prepared for the use of crystal today. Fang Chang looked at Teacher Mu busying around with a smile. Teacher Mu, what are you doing again? Teacher Mu knelt on the ground and lit the incense, and said gently, it is said on the internet that this can increase the success rate of using crystals, and many people on the internet say that it is really effective. Do I need to take another bath? Bath, burning incense and bathing. If you only burn incense and don't bathe, wouldn't the effect be discounted? Teacher Mu thought for a while and said, it sounds reasonable. Stop, Teacher Mu, you are an intellectual after all, how can you believe in such superstition? If you believe it, it exists. If you don't believe it, it doesn't exist. Just want peace of mind. Okay, that's too much trouble. Teacher Mu took the Beast Soul Crystal from Fang Chang and insisted, Xiao Fang, why don't we go take a bath first? Fang Chang smiled and said, Teacher Mu is right. It is good to have no distractions in this kind of thing. But if we take a bath now, do you think we can still calm down? Just when Teacher Mu was shy and at a loss, Fang Chang had already crushed the supernatural crystal in his hand. As the crystal shattered, the star-like mist in the crystal, like a spirit snake, wrapped around Fang Chang's arm and quickly jumped up, and suddenly pierced into Fang Chang's forehead, forcing Fang Chang to close his eyes. At this time, Teacher Mu stared at Fang Chang closely, her heart in her throat, and her previous shyness had long since disappeared. At this time, she was like a gambler, praying for Fang Chang in her heart. She hoped that he could successfully awaken a superpower. Even she knew that the success rate of B-level crystals was not high. After a moment, Fang Chang opened his eyes, and a string of capillary electric light flashed in his pupils. How is Xiao Fang? Has he awakened his superpowers? Fang Chang smiled and snapped his fingers. A thin arc of electricity appeared at his fingertips. Teacher Mu looked at the blue arc on his fingertips and was immediately excited. He hugged Fang Chang into his arms and said, that's great, Xiao Fang. You have awakened the B-level lightning superpower. Congratulations. The higher the level of the superpower, the greater the power. The lowest level is F level and the highest is SSS level. At the same time, the superpower level can be improved using high-level superpower crystals. However, in the future, whether Fang Chang uses the superpower crystal to awaken a new superpower or to improve the original superpower level, it all depends on luck. In general, Fang Chang can use a B-level superpower crystal with the lowest success rate to awaken a B-level superpower. This luck is really good. Fang Chang patted Teacher Mu's shoulders and said, "Okay, it's your turn." Teacher Mu said timidly, "Me. I'm afraid I won't succeed and waste this hard-earned crystal in vain." However, Fang Chang had no such concerns at all. He was blessed with good luck and was now in the novice protection period. He could not say that the success rate of using crystal for the first time was 100%, but it should be 80% at least. So he comforted him. "Teacher Mu, have you heard of the novice protection period?" Teacher Mu shook his head. "What is the novice protection period?" In a field or activity, the luck of novices will not be too bad, just like the novice protection period in the game. For example, people who play cards for the first time often have ridiculously good luck. Teacher Mu smiled and said, "But this is not playing cards. Why not try it and you will know. Even if you fail, won't you be able to increase your chances of success next time?" "Well, I'll try." After saying that, Teacher Mu also crushed the crystal. The process was the same as Fang Chang's, but after the mist pierced into her forehead, an emerald green light burst out from her body. After a moment, Teacher Mu opened her eyes, and Fang Chang hurriedly asked, "How is it?" Teacher Mu said excitedly, "I feel that my thorn entanglement has been upgraded to level 2. Is there really a novice protection period as you said?" Fang Chang breathed a sigh of relief. "Do you believe what I said now?" "Yeah, I believe it. I always believe it." "Okay, eat all these star crystals." Teacher Mu saw Fang Chang shake out star crystals again, and asked in confusion, "Xiao Fang, you eat so many at once, aren't you afraid of leveling up?" Fang Chang smiled and said, "Don't worry, our taming value is enough." "You sure? You just said you believed me, but now you don't believe me anymore." "I did not mean that. Since that's not your intention, just upgrade with peace of mind." Fang Chang counted out 59 star crystals for Teacher Mu. These star crystals were given by Tang Li as a promise to help Fang Chang and Teacher Mu break through to E level. Fang Chang didn't ask for more, just 59 for each person. Tang Li was generous and said to Fang Chang, "If it's not enough, just ask her for more, she will give you enough." It would be a waste to use the previous star crystals after upgrading, so Fang Chang was not greedy, just enough for himself and Teacher Mu to upgrade. Teacher Mu looked at the small pile of star crystals and said in surprise, "Haven't we already used a lot of star crystals? Do we still need so many star crystals to advance?" "Of course, after eating the last one, you will be guaranteed to advance." Fang Chang started eating after he finished speaking. Teacher Mu no longer hesitated and followed Fang Chang to take the star crystals one by one. Sure enough, after eating the last star crystal, the two of them lit up with the glow of upgrading at the same time. Teacher Mu looked at Fang Chang in surprise again. "Isn't Xiao Fang's calculation too accurate? Isn't it said that the number of star crystals cannot be estimated? But how did he calculate it so accurately?" Seeing Teacher Mu's surprised look, Fang Chang smiled and said, "Now you should believe what I say, right?" Teacher Mu lowered her head in embarrassment. Since Xiao Fang could calculate the star crystals required for the upgrade accurately, then if he said that the taming value was enough, then it must be enough. Fang Chang said this to reassure her. In this world, although the taming value exists as a kind of energy, no matter whether it is a beastmaster or a beast girl, they will not feel it. Whether it reaches the maximum value during the upgrade depends entirely on experience. In addition, the star crystals required for the upgrade can only be estimated roughly, so an experienced master or instructor has a very high status in this world. Fang Chang glanced at himself in the mirror. Age: 18. Strength level: E. Upgrade progress: 0%. Strength: 1320, Agility: 1380, Spirit: 955, Stamina: 1000. Max Energy: 450. Beast Mother: X level Sky Abyss Giant Spirit Wood Spirit. Growth Talent: 10 stars. Ability, B-level lightning. Skill, crazy sword skill. Beast girl feedback, ultimate recovery. Feedback ratio, 100%. Life countdown, 80,385 days. Then he looked at Teacher Mew again. Beast girl, Mew Yao. Owner, Fang Chang. Age, 36. Strength level, E. Upgrade progress, 0%. Strength, 485. Agility, 940. Spirit, 1355. Stamina, 1775. Max energy, 720. Beast form, X-level Sky Abyss Giant Spirit Wood Spirit. Growth talent, 10 stars. Skills, Thorn Entanglement level 2, Healing level 1. Loyalty, 100. Feedback ratio, 100%. Taming value, 0-200ths. Life countdown, 80,385 days. After the upgrade, the strength of both of them has increased a lot, and their lifespan has increased to more than 200 years, but the taming value of the next level has doubled. This change will most likely cause a big loss to newcomers who don't have a master's guidance when they upgrade from E level to D level. Fang Chang and Teacher Mew came to the Lingqi Guild and saw Lan Xiao as soon as they entered the door. Hey, our little genius finally knows to report to the guild. Sister Shaolin, you misunderstood me. I didn't come to report, but Sister Xiaotang gave me special permission. Okay, I know you are very powerful now, but you never come here for no reason. What do you want to do this time? I want to pick a martial arts skill. No problem, come with me. However, the guild currently does not have any advanced martial arts. If you want them, you can go find Sister Xiaotang yourself. They will be transferred from the guild headquarters. I don't have that much money, so I'll try the cheaper ones first. Lan Xiao and I came to a room made entirely of alloy, which looked like a bank vault from the outside. Lan Xiao used the biometric recognition at the door, and the door opened automatically. Come in with me. Sister Shaolin, your rank in the guild should be pretty high, right? Lan Xiao smiled slightly. Last time I said I wanted to be your beast girl, but you didn't agree. Do you regret it now? If you want my brother-in-law to kill me, just say it directly. Lan Xiao was teased and laughed. Okay, I won't tease you anymore. Go in and choose any martial arts you want. Here is a selfie of Teacher Mew. We are about to enter the verification period. Please support us. As the soft white light is turned on, the whole room is illuminated by white. The room is large, but it is empty. It is so clean that there is no hair. Just when Fang Chang was puzzled, Lan Xiao stretched out her hand and pressed a square on the wall. A series of colorful light cards appeared on the wall like a revolving lantern. The combat skills in front of you are all F level. The higher the level of combat skills, the higher the level. However, after A level, there are empty cabinets, so there is no need to go forward. What's the price? Fang Chang asked the question he was most concerned about. Lan Xiao smiled and said, didn't Sister Tang say that you can get a 40% discount on all the items in the guild? What are you afraid of? By the way, do you know that you are now the only one in the guild who can enjoy discounts? What's the meaning? Hey, it's all about the rookie competition last time. Those people made Sister Tang feel disappointed. From that day on, the guild will not give discounts to anyone, and will no longer give credit, except for you. Fang Chang sighed. A little bit of kindness, a big bit of hatred, some people are just a bunch of ungrateful wolves who can never be fed. What about you? Lan Xiao suddenly turned around and looked at Fang Chang. I will repay a drop of kindness with a spring of gratitude. You said this yourself, I've made note of it. Fang Chang smiled and said, how much do the martial arts here cost? The F class is the cheapest, but you certainly don't like it. The E class is 60,000, the D class is 200,000, the C class is 670,000, the B class is 3.3 million, the A class is 7.2 million, and the S class headquarters is priced at 89 million, without discount. Are all these things you just told me discounted? Of course, I've calculated everything for you. Isn't that thoughtful? Why are they still so expensive even after the discount? Lan Xiao explained with a smile. These are the fruits of our predecessors' hard work and have passed the test of life and death, so they are naturally not cheap. But why did I hear that these martial arts were brought by the meteor shower back then? Fang Chang looked at Lan Xiao in confusion. You know quite a lot. You're right, all of them are from the original star crystals, but now the original star crystals are gone, right? These martial arts are out of print, so the higher price is reasonable, right? Can I buy on credit? You want to buy on credit again? Didn't I just give you 2 million? Mainly, I want to see B-level martial arts. Why choose a B-level one? Didn't Sister Tang promise you that if you can win first place in the city youth competition, she will let you choose an A-level martial art for free? If you choose a B-level martial art now, isn't that a complete waste? You even know this. Is there any wall in this world that is completely airtight? But you just said I'm the only one who can buy on credit. Yes, but the effective date is after you come back from the city youth competition. Sister Shaolin was reluctant to buy on credit, probably because of Sister Xiaotang's instruction, otherwise the promise she made to herself would become meaningless. If you don't want to buy on credit, then don't buy on credit, but it's okay to take a look. The main reason is that Fang Chang was afraid of being cheated. If there is only one A-level martial arts in the guild, how can he choose one? He walked to the A-level martial arts area and took a look. There were not many martial arts, only 12, of which only 3 were related to swordsmanship, but what interested Fang Chang was a supernatural skill, original magnetism. After learning this skill, you can control all metal objects. For example, you can control the opponent's weapons and make the opponent's weapons in battle. Treason, a sudden move like this can definitely determine the outcome of a battle. At the same time, you can also release flying knives, or simply use the electromagnetic version of sword controlling. When you are fighting your opponent with a knife, suddenly one or several flying knives will fly out from your body, and they are the kind that can be controlled by the mind. Wouldn't that scare people to death? If you encounter the situation in the last competition where you are fighting many people alone, then maybe you can just stand there and not move, and the flying knives you release can solve all the problems. In addition, you can launch magnetic explosions to make surrounding electronic equipment malfunction. In addition to beast control, this world also has many other things. In addition to the division and beast girls, there are also many advanced war weapons, but these things all need electricity. They may not be useful at ordinary times, but if you are on the battlefield, or encounter a bad mercenary group in the wild, you can give the other party a surprise. For example, you can make the enemy's tanks and plasma cannons become scrap metal, and even destroy their bracelets and communication systems. Fang Chang thought that if he could get first place by chance this time, he would ask Sister Xiaotang for this. Even if he didn't get first place, he had to save money to buy it. Finally, Fang Chang chose 2 martial arts in the D-level martial arts area. One was Thunder Slash, a group attack skill, and the other was Thunder Slash. With paralysis effect, the maximum attack power bonus is 180%. The higher the level of the ability, the greater the damage bonus. With my current B-level lightning ability, the bonus can be doubled by about 50%. Another martial art is Lightning Flash, which is a body technique and also a kind of escape technique. You can use your ability to dodge quickly, or you can dodge a long distance at once, but the farthest is about 15 kilometers. However, after performing this long-distance escape operation, there will be a side effect, and the body will have a period of weakness. The length of the weak period depends on the distance and the level of the ability. The longest is 24 hours. During this time, there is almost no attack power. Have you chosen? Lan Xiao asked, standing at the door. You've made your choice. Let's go check out. Let me see it. Lan Xiao stretched out his hand. Fang Chang took out 2 martial arts crystal cards and handed them to Lan Xiao, who took them and took a look, then asked doubtfully, these 2 martial arts are good, but they both need to be combined with lightning abilities to maximize their power. Are you sure you want to pick these 2? How about I go in and pick again? Yes, go ahead. You don't have any superpowers now, so it's best to pick some martial arts that release chi and blood. Although they are not as powerful as martial arts with superpowers, they are definitely better than the 2 you picked now. Fang Chang smiled and said, actually, I have awakened the lightning system superpower. Lan Xiao looked at him in surprise at first, and then his face was full of disbelief. Fang Chang got a superpower crystal this time, but it was only the lowest grade B crystal, and the probability of awakening superpowers was less than 10%. If superpowers could be awakened, then superpowers would be everywhere in this world. I'll give you another chance, will you change it or not? No change, just this one. That's what you said. Lan Xiao said in a bad mood, inserted the 2 martial arts crystal cards into her bracelet, and copied 2 new ones for Fang Chang. The originals cannot be taken away. Then she handed the copied martial arts crystal cards to Fang Chang. Take it to check out. By the way, I have to remind you that the contents of these 2 crystal cards will disappear in a month, so you have to hurry up. Will it disappear after a month? If I can't learn it in a month, wouldn't I have spent 400,000 yuan in vain? This is too much of a rip-off. 400,000 yuan only bought a month of learning time. Lan Xiao chuckled and said, this is how martial arts are sold. If you don't agree, you can sue us officially. I dare not sue you, so let's just count it as 1 month. Fang Chang picked up the crystal card and followed Teacher Mu, who was waiting for him outside. At this time, Lan Xiao stopped him from behind and said, hey, handsome boy, if you think you can't learn it, I have another business here, I believe you will like it. What? Fang Chang looked back at Lan Xiao. In fact, he had already guessed what the other party was going to say next. If nothing unexpected happened, it should be to find a master for him. Lan Xiao came over and said seriously, please give me some advice. There are colleagues in our guild who know these 2 martial arts. If you can get their guidance, you will learn relatively faster, right? How much? We are all in the same guild, how can talking about money hurt feelings? As long as you help them complete some tasks every month, they will teach you for free. Free things are the most expensive in the world. I'd better practice on my own first. By the way, Sister Shaolin, do you have any suitable copies? Can you introduce them to me? You can freely play the E-level dungeon outside the city. You must believe that the officials of our dragon country will never cheat our people. I want to try the D grade. D level. Don't get too carried away, kid. Don't think that if you can kill everyone in an E-level dungeon, you can also do it in a D-level dungeon. And dungeons above D level all cost money. If you get kicked out as soon as you enter, wouldn't that be a huge loss? I just want to get some star crystals, so you can tell me which dungeon has a high drop rate. The higher the quality of the star crystal, the lower the drop rate. According to this rule, the drop rate of D-level star crystals cannot be high no matter which copy it is. Forget it, just pretend I didn't ask. Fang Chang took Teacher Mu out of the guild and found that she was staring at the bracelet again, so he asked curiously, Teacher Mu, what are you checking again? Xiao Fang, I just checked online. Among the D-level dungeons in Yucheng, the Blood Wolf Secret Realm has the highest drop rate of star crystals, about 1%, and the boss drop rate is 2.2%. There are 4 bosses in this dungeon. Compared to the drop rates of other dungeons, the 1% drop rate of the Blood Wolf Secret Realm is indeed much higher. Then let's go to the Blood Wolf Secret Realm. However, the Blood Wolf Secret Realm charges the highest fee, 100,000 per person, and if you team up to play it, you will basically not be able to make ends meet. People's hearts are separated by their stomachs. We won't team up with others. We will go solo. The 2 drove to the light rail station first, and then took the City Express to the Blood Wolf Secret Realm outside the city. This is the border of the human-controlled area and the first line of defense of Yucheng against alien beasts. A row of sci-fi horn forts are lined up from the wasteland to the top of the mountain. There are 8 plasma cannons on the horn fort in front of them, 6 of which are pointed directly at the depths of the wilderness, and the other 2 are aimed at the square in front of the secret realm. Under the horn fort is the terminus of the City Express. Fang Chang and Teacher Mu got off here, and they could see the entrance to the Blood Wolf Secret Realm when they got out of the station. Unlike the F-level copy, there were not many people in the square at the door. There were only 3 or 2 people in a group, and 4 or 5 people in a group. When Fang Chang and Teacher Mu came here, only a few people looked up, and the others seemed to treat them as air. The quiet atmosphere gave people a feeling of being a little depressed. Xiao Fang, do you feel something is a little strange? Teacher Mu looked at Fang Chengdao. Teacher Mu, do you feel the same way? This is murderous. Murderous look. They should all be adventurers. Their cold eyes showed that they had killed people before. This place was just a supply station for them. They were going to the vast wilderness opposite the corner fort. There were no laws or morals there. It was a dark and barbaric primitive world. The only thing they could trust in that world was their own strength. In order to ease the atmosphere, Fang Cheng joked, they wouldn't kill people with knives just because of a question like, "What are you looking at?" It's not that they can't, but they dare not. Look at the 2 plasma cannons on the bastion. You mean the 2 doors in the square? That's right, that horn fort is the first line of defense against alien beasts, and it is also the boundary marker of Dragon Country. You can do whatever you want outside the boundary marker, but inside the boundary marker, you must abide by the laws of Dragon Country. And here, it's best not to get into disputes with others. Why? Be careful not to be misjudged. Fang Chang looked back at the particle cannon on the corner fort, and nodded in understanding. When he arrived at the ticket office at the entrance of the secret realm, there was also a small room like the F-level copy. The difference was that this place did not register personal information, but actually sold tickets. The copy admission ticket cost 100,000 Dragon Country coins and was only available to 1 Beastmaster. At the same time, the qualifications had to be tested, and it was only open to Beastmasters from the guild and the military. College students could also enter, but they needed a letter of introduction from the school. Fang Chang had the badge of the Lingqi Guild, and after verification, he successfully bought the admission ticket. "Your name is Fang Chang, right?" The male attendant at the ticket booth, a handsome man in his 20s, suddenly asked Fang Chang as he handed him the ticket. "Do you know me?" Fang Chang looked puzzled. The other party smiled slightly. "No, but the rookie competition of Lingqi Guild has been a hot topic these days. I am afraid that not many people don't know you now." Fang Chang nodded without comment. At this time, the other party continued. "You are E-level now. It seems that Lingqi Guild has spent a lot of money to recruit you, right?" Fang Chang was not familiar with him, and said casually, "If you have nothing to do, I will leave first." The other party smiled slightly. "My name is Zhou Yuan. You dare to bring your beast girl to the Blood Wolf copy at E-level. Either you are conceited or you have real skills. Anyway, I wish you good luck." "Thanks and good luck to you." "Don't wish me good luck, maybe in a few days, we will be rivals." Fang Chang was stunned for a moment, then realized that he was talking about the city youth tournament, so he looked at him. Name: Zhou Yuan. Age: 21. Talent: SS. Strength level: C. Upgrade progress: 86%. Taming value: 275 400ths. Strength: 1620. Agility: 1480. Spirit: 1255. Stamina: 2220. Max energy: 600. Beast Girl. S-Class Swift Mantis. Growing up: 7.5. Ability: B-level speed. Skills: Sword slash, cross slash. Weakness: unstable bottom plate. Beast Girl returns. Speed. Feedback ratio: 70%. Life countdown: 109,532 days. Seeing Zhou Yuan's personal information, Fang Chang smiled slightly. It is said that talent is king, and this is true. But this guy in front of him may not have a famous teacher to guide him, or he may have met a mediocre teacher. He has a good SS level talent, which is almost B level, and his attribute points are not much higher than his own. Moreover, his speed ability is actually unstable. This guy must have met a mediocre teacher. Spiritual Contract Guild. Did Fang Chang come today? Tang Li asked Lan Xiao when she came to the office. Yes, Sister Tang, she picked 2 martial arts books and left. What martial arts? Thunder Slash and Lightning Flash. This time I paid in full and didn't buy on credit. Tang Li frowned and said, "It doesn't matter whether he pays or not, but why did he choose these 2 martial arts? Didn't you remind him that these 2 martial arts can only be used in conjunction with lightning powers to exert their power?" I reminded him, but was it useful? That kid was as stubborn as a donkey. Not only did he not listen to me, he also said he wanted to take Sister Xiaomu to brush the D-level dungeon. I think he will suffer this time. Tang Li was also annoyed when he heard this, and said unhappily, "It's good to let that kid suffer. By the way, did you tell him about becoming a disciple?" What did that kid say? I did, but the boy said that free things are the most valuable in the world, and he wanted to. Brat, you are so conceited. What happened, honey? I could hear you getting angry from a distance. Tang Li saw Wu Zhong coming in and winked at Lan Xiao, indicating that it was okay to leave. Wu Zhong looked at Lan Xiao in confusion, then turned to his wife and said, "What happened? Did that little girl mess things up again?" It's not her, it's that brat Fang Chang. Lan Xiao just told me that he picked 2 martial arts when he came to the guild today. Guess what they are? Wu Zhong thought for a while and said, Overlord Slash is the best match for his crazy swordsmanship. That kid must have chosen Overlord Slash, right? Tang Li rolled his eyes at him and said, it's Thunder Slash and Lightning Flash. Hiss, that kid awakened lightning powers. Tang Li shook his head. B-level supernatural crystal, the probability of awakening is less than 10%, do you think it is possible? Wife, have you heard of the novice protection period? Don't give me that crap. The first time you used the supernatural crystal, did you successfully awaken it? Wu Zhong shook his head. The first supernatural crystal he used was A-level, with a 20% chance of awakening, but it all went down the drain. And as far as he knows, no one who uses crystals below SS level has ever succeeded in one go. Tang Li then said unhappily, I think that kid needs someone to take good care of him, otherwise something bad will happen sooner or later. Wu Zhong said casually, as the saying goes, one learns from one's mistakes. He will know it when he suffers a loss. Suffer a loss. Suffering a loss in other areas is fine, but youth is not the same as youth. If you suffer a loss in attribute accumulation, it will be a lifelong problem. What you said makes sense, but we don't have that talent, so we can't teach it. After saying that, Wu Zhong secretly glanced at Tang Li, and seeing that she was still sulking, he suddenly slapped his head and said, I thought of someone, do you think it's okay? Who? Quote, Gong Yi. Hasn't she completely transformed yet? No, I heard that although I failed to advance last time, at least I managed to save my life. That crazy woman, are you serious about asking her to teach that boy? Although Gong Yu is crazy, she is definitely better than us in theory, and her talent is also SSS level, which is the closest to that kid's talent. Hearing this, Wang Li suddenly looked at Wu Zhong suspiciously. Gong Yu on the left and Gong Yu on the right, you call her very intimately. Tell me honestly, what's going on? Why did you mention her suddenly? Well, wife, we are all friends. Didn't I always call her that before? Really, I'll give you one last chance to tell me the truth. Well, actually, the headquarters already knows about that brat. The headquarters wants someone. Wu Zhong nodded helplessly. The headquarters wants someone, we can't refuse to give it to them. After thinking about it, I think only Gong Yu can help us. And Gong Yu has not found a beastmaster. It's not a solution to keep going like this. Last time she failed to advance, I heard she almost died. That's what she deserves. Didn't she say that she would open up a new way out for the beast girl? Even without a beastmaster, the beast girl can still stand on her own. But how sure are you? Wu Zhong laughed in his heart, knowing that his wife had a sharp tongue but a soft heart. What do you mean, wife? Nonsense. The old president is her grandfather. If she is willing to endorse us, the headquarters will definitely not dare to come to ask for her. The problem is to let her make a contract with that boy. Do you think she can agree? How can we know if we don't try? But from what I know, she should be very interested in that guy. How do you know? Because she is already on the way. She didn't come to Yucheng for that boy. Could it be that she came here specifically to see us? Time flies, and in a blink of an eye it is the closing day of the contract training camp. That morning, Fang Chang and Teacher Mu were having breakfast as usual. Xiao Fang, can you take a day off today? Want to pick up Yunxi? Yes. Teacher Mu nodded, and then looked at Fang Chang with pleading eyes, is it okay? Fang Chang smiled slightly, do you want me to go with you? No need, I'm afraid that she can't accept it. Teacher Mu nodded. Fang Chang also felt that this matter was a bit difficult. Mu Yunxi and I were classmates, and now her mother has become his beast mother. With Mu Yunxi's arrogant character, she may not be able to accept this reality. Looking at Teacher Mu sitting there, her brows were furrowed, her eyes were full of entanglement, and she was unconsciously picking at the wontons in the bowl, as if she wanted to find a hint of answers from those wontons. Her dilemma was really lovable. So Fang Chang held her hand and said, tell me if you need anything. If it doesn't work, I'll try to cancel our contract. Teacher Mu suddenly raised her head and said nervously, no, that's not what I meant. Fang Chang knew, I know, but I don't want to embarrass you because of me. Xiao Fang, you You don't want me anymore. What nonsense are you talking about? How could I not want you? It's just that if our contract makes you feel embarrassed, I will also be unhappy. I'm not making it difficult. Xiao Fang, please give me some time. I will definitely handle this matter. Trust me, okay. Fang Chang lovingly scratched her cheek with his fingers and said softly, if I don't trust you, who else can I trust? But don't take everything on yourself. I am your Beastmaster now, and I have the responsibility and obligation to share your burden. Do you understand? Okay, I know. Do you need me to leave for a while? No need, can you wait for me at home? Okay, I'll wash the dishes today. Go clean yourself up quickly, Yunxi and the others will be back soon. Well, thank you, Xiaofang. Why are you being polite to me? Mu Yao swept away the depression in her heart, ran into the bedroom happily, and changed into a colorful stepmother dress, showing her exquisite figure to the fullest. She also curled her hair, with big fluffy waves, and draped it from under her neck to her right shoulder, making the smooth and white jade neck on the left look more slender. The moderately wide shoulders made her look very dignified and elegant, and her chest was plump and stylish, highlighting the softness of mature women to the extreme. On her slender waist, she carried a small shoulder bag without any decoration. She smiled at Fang Chang with light makeup, and Fang Chang was instantly lost in her warm smile. She came to the door and changed into a pair of silver high heels. Her straight and slender legs were not decorated at all. She only wore a pair of flesh-colored boat socks on her feet, which contrasted with her round and perky buttocks, full of feminine charm. She gently hooked the heels with her fingers, looked up at Fang Chang who was admiring her, smiled slightly, and then opened her arms. What, Xiao Fang, won't you give me a kiss of comfort? Fang Chang's lips curled up slightly, and when he came over, Mu Yao hugged him, and there was a warmth on his lips. There was no lingering affection, because they were in a hurry and didn't have time for that. Teacher Mu looked at him and said seriously, wait for me at home, I will come back to make dinner for you. Fang Chang smiled slightly. Well, be careful on the road, and by the way, did you bring the keys? Fang Chang bought a car, an anti-gravity sports car that flies close to the ground. As a result, after buying the car, he remembered that he didn't have a driver's license in this world. So Teacher Mu has always been both the driver and the mount. Contract training camp. Yunxi. Mu Yunxi, who was packing in the dormitory, paused subconsciously, but did not look up. Because she knew from the voice that it was the lingering Shen Tujun again. Shen Tujun lay on the door frame, looked around like a thief, and then said to Mu Yunxi, Yunxi, why are you doing this? You won't lose a piece of meat if you contract with me. And I already have a beast girl, and she can do the matter of improving the taming value. I will never touch you unless you agree. I swear, contract with me. I promise that no one will dare to bully you in the future. Mu Yunxi threw the things in her hand on the bed and looked up at Shen Tujun, is Fu Liang still alive? How would I know? You're not really in love with that loser, are you? I have already told all of you that I have nothing to do with him, and don't bother with my affairs in the future. Yunxi, can't you feel my feelings for you at all? I can't afford it. Seeing that Mu Yunxi was still unmoved, Shen Tujun finally got angry and said, Mu Yunxi, you know that if you don't sign a contract with me, no Beastmaster will dare to take you. Even if it's a basic contract, it's fine. Even without a Beastmaster, I can still live well. You don't really believe what that crazy woman said, do you? You may not know that if that crazy woman hadn't relied on having a good grandfather, she would have died without a burial place. Yin alone cannot produce life, Yang alone cannot grow, and beast girls need beast masters. This is the truth of heaven and earth, and no one can change it. But I want to try. Are you crazy? I tell you, this is your last chance. After today, even if you beg me, I won't want you anymore. Mu Yunxi frowned and suddenly looked up at Shen Tujun, who was delighted. How come you finally figured it out? Mu Yunxi said calmly, Suyaki is coming back, why don't you leave? Where is it? Shen Tujun shrank his head subconsciously like a mouse hearing a cat's call, and looked around in confusion. Are you kidding me? Shen Tujun looked at Mu Yunxi angrily. If you don't leave, she will come back. Mu Yunxi's eyes were full of contempt. Mu Yunxi, just wait for me. One day I will make you kneel down and beg me. Shen Tujun left, and the dormitory returned to peace. Not long after, Suyaki came back, and she was so happy that she let Shen Tujun see her in just 1 month, like a mouse seeing a cat. At the same time, in order to monitor Mu Yunxi and prevent her from having the opportunity to be alone with Shen Tujun, she also deliberately used means to move to the same dormitory with her. Hey, our school beauty, are you packing up and going home in disgrace? In this contract training, almost everyone succeeded in the contract. Suyaki and Shen Tujun even signed an intermediate contract in advance. They were the only couple in this training camp. Except for Mu Yunxi, it's not that no one wanted her. On the contrary, many boys in this training camp didn't care about her talent at all, because her stunning face was enough to make many boys crazy. Unfortunately, no one dared to approach her. Fu Liang, the first one who had intentions towards her, was beaten and seriously injured. Now his life or death is unknown. With such a precedent, who would dare to be stubborn and sign a contract with her? I'm talking to you, are you mute? Suyaki folded her hands in front of her chest, stood in front of Mu Yunxi's bed, and said unhappily. Mu Yunxi put the last item into her bracelet, got up and left, and had no time to pay attention to this woman. Ever since this woman moved into the same dormitory with her, water would be splashed on her bed for no reason, and when she took a shower, her clothes would disappear inexplicably. There were even several times when she was locked in the bathroom, so that she missed the assembly time and was scolded by the instructor in front of all the staff. She didn't need to think about who did all this. In fact, all of this would come to an abrupt end as long as she agreed to the contract with Shen Tujun, and she would even live a better life. As for Suyaki, she could make her die however she wanted. Because if she could do it, she could do it too, and she could even play it better than her. But what Shen Tujun did really made her sick. Suyaki saw that Mu Yunxi dared to ignore her like this, and she was immediately angry and grabbed Mu Yunxi's arm. Are you deaf? Didn't you hear me talking to you? Let go. Mu Yunxi raised her hand to break free, but was held tightly by Suyaki. Seeing that she couldn't break free, Suyaki smiled smugly and said, a loser like you wants to seduce my man, are you worthy? You better watch your mouth. You are the only one who treats him as a treasure. I won't want him even if you give him to me. You little fool, keep pretending, you just seduced him, do you think I didn't see it? Seeing that Suyaki was unreasonable, Mu Yunxi didn't bother to talk nonsense with her. She stretched out her arm and passed it through Suyaki's armpit, and then twisted it in the opposite direction. Suyaki felt pain in her wrist and subconsciously let go. Mu Yunxi, who broke free, turned around and left without even looking at her. However, for Suyaki, she couldn't even control a waist with only D-level talent, which made her like a mad dog that was stimulated. Rushing forward, she grabbed Mu Yunxi's hair from behind and pulled her over. At the same time, with her other hand, she raised her hand and slapped her in the face. Mu Yunxi covered her face and looked at Suyaki angrily. Suyaki first looked at her palm, and then said angrily, what are you looking at? So what if I slapped you? If you have the guts, go to the instructor and tell me, ah. Before she finished speaking, Mu Yunxi also slapped her in the face. How dare you hit me? Suyaki looked at Mu Yunxi in disbelief. Can't I hit you? If you have the guts, go to the instructor and sue me. You wait for me, sooner or later, I will make you wish you were dead, but you can't live. Mu Yunxi smiled coldly, I'll wait. After saying that, Mu Yunxi left the dormitory without looking back. Behind a pillar in the corridor behind her, Shen Tujun secretly looked at her back. You are such a fool, if you had followed me, how could you have suffered such humiliation? As soon as he finished speaking, he found that his vitals were suddenly grabbed by someone. The sudden change made him shudder. He didn't need to look back, he knew who it was when he smelled the fragrance. At some point, Suyaki appeared behind him, stretched out her hand to grab the dot under the word, tie, and sneered, why are you heartbroken? If you are heartbroken, go find her. Chi-Chi, you misunderstood. How could I feel sorry for that fool? I just felt that the slap you gave her just now was too light. It would have been fine if Shen Tujun didn't mention this matter. But when she did, she was furious. She slapped Mu Yunxi, but that fool also slapped her back. Suyaki, who was furious, suddenly grabbed with her hands. Shen Tujun propped himself on the pillar with both hands and put on a mask of pain. Since you were outside just now, why didn't you come in and help me? You still dare to quibble, you have no interest in that vixen. Chi-Chi, I don't dare to do it again. I will definitely help you next time. Shen Tu-jun's voice was half happy and half sad, and he was as anxious as if he had a stomachache. Suyaki heard that Shen Tu-jun's voice was not right, so she came close to take a look, and immediately shook Shen Tu-jun off. This fool was actually excited. Shen Tu-jun's family was rich and powerful. As the 8th son of the Shen Tu family and the youngest son of the head of the Shen Tu family, he had seen and played everything, but for the sake of his own face, he didn't dare to play this. Until Suyaki accidentally discovered his secret, after she had crammed for a few nights of movies and gained knowledge in this area, with her extraordinary IQ, she knew that he was a genius. After learning and becoming talented, the two of them naturally signed an intermediate contract. Under Suzayaki's guidance, Shen Tu-jun also completely let go. The two of them became the only pair in this contract training camp to sign an intermediate contract, and the only pair to successfully advance. Even if the others had enough star crystals, they could only suppress their levels and dare not advance because of insufficient taming value. Their smooth advancement made many people envious at the time. But who knew that their taming value was all generated by Shen Tu-jun? Except for Mu Yunshi, because she lived in the same dormitory with Suyaki. One night last time, Suyaki was admiring her masterpiece when she was seen by her. In fact, Suyaki did it on purpose. In addition to wanting to disgust Mu Yunshi, it was also because she had no confidence in front of Mu Yunshi. If Mu Yunshi competed with her for Shen Tu-jun, she would have no chance of winning. The only way was to make Mu Yunshi feel that Shen Tu-jun was disgusting and she would never be interested in him. Now it seems that she has done it, and she has successfully caught Shen Tu-jun's handle. But she has never concealed this from Shen Tu-jun. With the background of the Shen Tu family, if she dared to threaten Shen Tu-jun like this, she would definitely die without knowing how. In the end, the best way is to make Shen Tu-jun willing to be threatened by himself. This may be crazy to others, but for Shen Tu-jun, it is icing on the cake. I have to say that Suyaki is a smart woman. She only spent a few nights cramming videos and figured out Shen Tu-jun's psychology, and she also learned a lot of skills. On the anti-gravity bus going home, Mu Yunshi sat there alone, holding her chin with her hand and looking out the window alone. I don't know if she was distracted or looking at the scenery outside the window. The occasional hair that was lifted by her ear added a bit of desolation to her. The school gate was crowded with parents waiting for their children. The head teacher, Zhang Guanglu, and the senior teachers stood at the front, with their hands behind their backs and a stern face, looking majestic, like a general waiting for his soldiers to return triumphantly. Suddenly, a beautiful figure flashed past him, and he subconsciously turned his head to take a look, and he was stunned by the sight. "What's wrong, Director Zhang? What are you looking at so intently?" Zhu Guiying approached with a flattering look on her face. Zhang Guanglu came back to his senses and cleared his throat and said, "Look, isn't that Teacher Mu?" "How is that possible, Director? You may not know this yet, but Mu Laoshan was sent to the Annal Factory because of his beast transformation. Mu Yunshi, that girl, has a strong sense of self-esteem and did not dare to tell anyone." "No, look carefully, I think that's Teacher Mu." Zhu Guiying looked back with disdain, and this look instantly shocked her. Is this seeing a ghost in broad daylight? The other teachers noticed the two people's strangeness, and followed their line of sight, looking curiously. "Hey, isn't that Teacher Mu? I haven't seen her for a long time, why is she here?" "Teacher Gon, you forgot that her daughter Mu Yunshi also went to the training camp this time. Teacher Mu's outfit today actually makes me feel a little ashamed. I told you before that Teacher Mu is definitely a great beauty, but you didn't believe me. Now you know what I said is true, right? Why don't you believe it? Mu Yunshi is her daughter. If her daughter is so beautiful, her mother must be a beauty too. Director Mu hasn't come to school for a long time. Did he resign? Director, you won't really approve it, right? That's really unkind of you. What are you criticizing? I don't know anything about it. Besides, what does it have to do with you whether she resigns or not? It has nothing to do with us, but there are many young teachers in our school, and they miss her very much, right? That's right, Director, this is the case of a full man not knowing the hunger of a hungry man. Zhu Guiying, who had been silent all this time, was so angry when she heard these words. What do you mean a full man does not know the hunger of a hungry man? I am single too, why has no one ever come to see me? Except for the principal, of course. Everyone praised her for her beauty. Can beauty be eaten or worn as clothes? I am such a beautiful woman standing here, and you are all blind. You are all teachers, don't you know that it is very impolite to praise another woman's beauty in front of a beautiful woman? Zhu Guiying really couldn't stand it anymore, so she said sarcastically, why resign? She was sent to Anil Factory. Teacher Zhu, you were sent to Anlicheng. When did it happen? Zhu Guiying rolled her eyes and said, Teacher Wang, which year did you hear that I was sent to Anlicheng? But didn't you just mention someone else? I thought it was you. Bah, I'm talking about that Mu Yao. Teacher Zhu is so humorous. Isn't Teacher Mu standing there fine now? Who knows who she hooked up with, and who was rescued from the Anil Factory? Teacher Zhu, are you telling the truth? Of course, if you don't believe me, you can ask Mu Yunxi that useless girl later. At this time, someone looked at Zhang Guanglu and said, Director, this is your dereliction of duty. Zhang Guanglu was shocked. Why are you dragging me into this again? Teacher Mu is a teacher in our school, right? She doesn't even have money to buy genetic medicine. Isn't this your dereliction of duty? Zhang Guanglu was speechless for a moment. Everyone knew that Teacher Mu was from a single-parent family. As her boss, he had the obligation to prevent her from changing into a beast. But she was sent to the Anil Factory, and he didn't even know it. Zhang Guanglu looked at Zhu Guiying unhappily and said, Who told you that? Isn't Teacher Mu there? If she was sent to the Anil Factory, would we see a ghost now? Facing Zhang Guanglu's questioning, Zhu Guiying was immediately furious. These stinky men, isn't it just that the girl surnamed Mu is a bit pretty? There's no need to criticize me like this, right? Who told me that? There are so many people who know about it. If you don't believe me, you can go and ask her daughter in person later. Isn't the bus here? Go and ask her quickly. More than a dozen buses stopped in front of the school gate. The students who saw their parents got off the buses excitedly and began to look for their mothers and go back to their homes. It was very lively for a while. Mu Yunxi hadn't seen Mu Yao in the crowd yet. In her heart, she was already an orphan. The familiar figure of her mother had disappeared from her world forever. So she had been looking out the window on the other side alone, with unfocused eyes, and she didn't look for her parents in the crowd like other people. When Teacher Mu saw the bus coming, she also followed the crowd and rushed to the front of the bus. She began to look for her parents one by one, but when she saw that everyone was about to leave, she still hadn't seen her daughter. She couldn't help but feel a little panicked. At this moment, she finally saw a familiar figure on the last bus, Xiao Shi. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.